because it's also helping us to deal with the cases of corruption within the traffic police department. You know, police officers, Honorable Speaker, I'm sure even you, they have been lobbying you, as they lobby everybody. Every police officer wants to move to the traffic department because they'll be able to solicit bribes there. The way to end this culture of bribery on our roads is to deal with these instant fines. But also we have also issues to deal with, Honorable Speaker, and maybe I may also use this opportunity to speak to our courts. You remember when the government sought to register all phones, IMEI numbers, people went to court. And part of the issues I had the Chair Finance raise are such issues, so that my car is registered to my phone. And if I sell that car, when I go to make that transfer, then NTSA must, as a matter of principle, ensure that the person I have sold to has also put his number, whose IMEI number is registered, so that if they contravene the traffic laws, then the fines will go to them, not come to me. But as I said, Honorable Speaker, and as you say, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and probably NTSA and the Ministry of Interior, I hope the Chair, Transport and Infrastructure, will ask him to not only engage with NTSA, but to also involve the Traffic Police Department and the Ministry of Interior to see that we have a holistic approach to this issue of traffic. Honorable Speaker, moving on to my statement, Thursday statement on behalf of the House Business Committee, pursuant to Standing Order 44-2A. The House Business Committee met on Tuesday, 30th June 2026 to prioritize business for consideration during the week.
Yes, what is out of order, Hassan?
To contribute to this.
You can't be talking while seated.
Mr. Speaker, I actually was requesting your attention so that I could contribute to the discussion rather than a point of order.
I'll give you a minute on the traffic fines.
Yes, yes.
And the madness on our roads.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. But is it not simplistic or easy to pass this particular problem to the NTCA, given the fact that this is a matter that this disorder and anarchy on our streets is deeply rooted in our national culture? The border culture, the matatu culture. This requires a national conversation and a major public education within our community. You cannot leave it simply to an organization like the NTCA. It is like asking the IEBC to deal with the political violence that is rampant in our own country. So I think this matter, having lived in many cities in the world, this city needs a major effort, a major remedy, which I think is beyond the NTCA, and we need all to get involved so that we can be part of that conversation and create the conditions to change the mindset of Kenyans so that we have a country where people abide by rules and where institutions like the police also enforce the rules. But at the moment, even though there are laws against some of those violations, it appears that the problem is so widespread and so enormous that even our police forces cannot deal with it without changing our mindset and our national culture.
Thank you, Hassan. Majority Leader, proceed. To be taken into account when they respond.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2A, I rise to present the following statement on behalf of the House Business Committee, which met on Tuesday, 30th June 2026, to prioritize business for consideration during the week. Honorable Speaker, I would like to inform members that the Kamkunji that had been scheduled for Thursday, 2nd July, which is today, to deliberate on stalled housing projects across the country was postponed in your communication, Honorable Speaker, as you said earlier in the week. And when the House resumes on Tuesday, 28th July 2026, it is expected to consider the following business, some of which is listed in today's order paper. Second reading of the following bills: the Books and Newspapers Amendment Bill of 2025, the Competition Amendment Bill of 2026, and the Business Law Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 51 of 2024. 2 is consideration of motions. The following motions: 1, report on the Kenyan delegation to the 151st Assembly of the Interparliamentary Union, IPU, and related meetings. 2 is a second report on the status of reports on petitions and resolutions 3, petition regarding the proposal to amend the Consumer Protection Act. 4 is report on the audited financial statements of selected state corporations in the road and transport sector. 5 is a petition on management of hemophilia and other bleeding disorders. And 6, for the report on audited financial statements for the National Government Constituency Development Fund. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, I wish to thank members for their dedication throughout this very busy first half of the second part of the 5th session, which ends today evening. As we proceed on the short recess, I wish all members a wonderful rest period as they spend time with their families, discharge their parliamentary and constituency or county obligations, and rejuvenate ahead of the resumption of sittings at the end of July. Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee shall reconvene again on Tuesday, 28th July 2026 to schedule business for the rest of the week. I now wish to lay this statement on the table of the House. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Musa Sirma. Before that, Musa Sirma, just hold. We have in the public gallery Warugara Primary School from Madhioya, Muranga. And in the Speaker's gallery, we have Kalalu Girls School from Laikipia East, Laikipia. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Go on, Musa Sirma.
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to provision of Section 34(2), as read together with Section 6(1), 8(1), and 23(1) of the National Government Constituency Development Fund Act Cap 414A, I rise to inform the Honorable House and table a schedule showing the budget ceilings for each of the 290 constituencies for the financial year 2026-2027. Mr. Speaker, the Select Committee on the National Government Constituency Development Fund met with the Acting Chief Executive Officer of the National Government Constituency Development Fund, NGCDF Board, and received comprehensive briefing on the allocation towards National Government Constituency Development Fund for the financial year 26-27. Mr. Speaker, the committee then considered the approved budget estimates for the financial year 26-27 and the ceilings in accordance with the provision of NGCDF Act Cap 414, which stipulates the mechanism for sharing the allocations. Mr. Speaker, Section 4.1 of the NGCDF Act provides that the annual allocation for the fund shall consist of an amount equivalent to not less than 2.5% of the national government share of revenue, as contained in the annual Division of Revenue Act approved by the National Assembly. Consequently, the National Government Constituency Development Fund has been allocated a total of 61,797,700,000 for the financial year 26-27, representing an increase of 5.1% from the current allocation of 58,797 million. Given the tight fiscal environment and modest increase in this high-performing fund, which has been felt for years, is a step in the right direction towards catalyzing equitable and transformative development intervention across the Republic. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Section 23(1) of the NGCDF Act, on an amount equivalent to 5%, being 3,089,885,000 has been set aside for the administration and operational expenses of the NGCDF board. Consequently, the total amount available for allocation among the 290 constituencies is 58,707,815,000. Mr. Speaker, the allocation of constituencies has been undertaken in accordance with the formula and criteria prescribed under Section 34 of the Act, whereby 75% of the amount is distributed equally among all constituencies. 25% is distributed based on the number of wards in each constituency. Accordingly, the equal allocation component amounts to 44 billion 30,861,250, translating to an equal amount of 151 million per constituency of each constituency. The ward-based allocation component amounts to 14 billion 676 million 953,750, which has been distributed according to the number of wards in each constituency. Mr. Speaker, the table is appended and attached, which I will table immediately. Mr. Speaker, further analysis will indicate that increase in allocation across all categories of constituencies ranges between 8.8 million and 11.3 million, representing a uniform increase of 5.1% compared to the previous financial year 2025-2026. Going forward, the committee will push for higher increment given the development needs the constituencies, and we urge the House to support this endeavor. Mr. Speaker, in compliance with Section 8.1 of the Act, an amount equivalent to 5% of the fund totaling 3,089,885,000 has been reserved as an emergency fund. Constituencies which are required to ring-fence these funds and shall not allocate them to projects unless circumstances warrant their utilization under the provision of the Act. Honorable Speaker, the committee also noted that pursuant to provision of Section 12(9) and 36(6) of NGCDF Act, appropriation in aid declared by constituencies forms part of the fund allocation. The board reported that 76 constituencies declared A&A amounting to 24,663,624, which has been incorporated into their respective constituency allocation. Of course, rental incomes and all that from the buildings you build. Having considered the submission of the NGCDF board and pursuant to Section 34(2) of National Government Constituency Development Fund Act 2015, I hereby table the schedule of budget ceilings to the 290 constituencies for the financial year 2026-2027 for consideration by this Honorable House. Finally, Honorable Speaker, I take this opportunity to remind and encourage my fellow honorable members to ensure timely submission of the proposed project for the financial year 2026 in compliance with the set deadline of 31st of July 2026. I urge all members to treat this matter with the seriousness it deserves, as adherence to the prescribed timelines is critical to the orderly planning and implementation of projects for the benefit of our respective constituency. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I hereby also add the board the board has prepared a QR code which members could use to monitor whatever is happening in their various constituencies in terms of payment, in terms of implemented projects, and all that. So I'll table also the QR code. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Musa Sirma. Honorable members, that is the end of that long statement time. I'll now ask the clerk to call the next order.
Order number 8, procedural motion, reduction of publication period for specified bills.
Majority Leader. I saw Majority Leader here. Can you search, capture, and bring him here? Majority Leader, procedural motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My apologies. I'm trying to serve too many masters.
Yes.
Had a small engagement at the back of your...
Jesus said you must serve them equally.
I am trying to do that. That is why I asked those ones to come behind the chamber there. Honorable Speaker, allow me to move that pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 120, this House resolves to reduce the publication period for the following bills from 14 days to 13 days. One is a Kenya Intellectual Property Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2026, and two, the Tourism Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2026. Honorable Speaker, this is just a procedural motion, and without anticipating anything, Honorable Speaker, that's on the order paper. These bills are also lined up for first reading, and we want to ensure that then we can reduce the publication period to allow these bills to be published and to commence public participation during this recess period. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move, and I want to request the Honorable Harry Kombe, Mwalimu Harry Kombe, to second.
Yes, Mwalimu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I do second.
Thank you. Sirma, take your seat. Rosa, take your seat. Honorable members, I propose the question at order number 8, which is that pursuant the provisions of Standing Order 120, this House resolves to reduce the publication period of the following bills from 14 days to 13 days. 1, the Kenya Intellectual Property Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2026, and 2, the Tourism Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2026. Do I put the question? Yes. Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 8, which is that, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 120, this House resolves to reduce the publication period of the following bills from 14 days to 13 days. 1, the Kenya Intellectual Property Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2026, and 2, the Tourism Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2026. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 5 of 2022, second reading. Question to be put.
Okay, honorable members, on their feet, take your seats. Take your seats, Selma. You only freeze when it's an ambush. But you can't be standing then purport to freeze before the speaker stands up. Honorable members, I'll now put the question at order number 9, which is that the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 5 of 2022, be now read a second time. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act to provide for a structured mechanism through which Parliament is able to receive reports from public officers on resolutions passed by Parliament and for connected purposes. Order number 10, the Kenya Intellectual Property Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2026, first reading. A bill for an act of Parliament to give effect to the provisions of Articles 11, 45, and 69 of the Constitution, to provide for the establishment of the Kenya Intellectual Property Authority, to provide for the patents, utility models, and industrial design, to provide for the copyrights and related rights, to regulate on anti-counterfeit measures and regulation of counterfeit goods, and for connected purposes. Order number 11, the Tourism Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2026, first reading. A bill for an act of Parliament to amend the Tourism Act and for connected purposes.
Clerk, I'll direct a slight reorganization, members of the order paper, to shift order number 12 so that we go to order number 13, Committee of the Whole, whereafter we can come back to order number 12. So call out order number 13.
Order number 13, Committee of the Whole House.
Hold your horses, members. Have some small communication to hold. Sergeant, hold. Take your seats, those on your feet. Honorable members, this is a communication on the outcome of harmonization of proposed amendments to the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill 2026. Honorable members, you recall that during the afternoon sitting of yesterday, Wednesday, 1st July 2026, I referred proposed amendments to the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill, number 7 of 2026 to a winnowing process before the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning in accordance with Standing Order 131. I also directed the committee to undertake the exercise and update my office not later than 10 a.m. today, Thursday, 2nd July 2026, so as to guide on the next steps with regard to the processing of the bill in the Committee of the Whole House. Honorable members, I wish to inform the House that I have since received and approved for tabling the report of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning on the harmonization of the proposed amendments to the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill 2026. I have already allowed the chairperson of the committee to table the report at order number 5 this afternoon. The report indicates that members who had proposed amendments to the bill, namely the Honorable Karole Omondi MP, the Honorable John Kagusha MP, the Honorable Dr. Wilberforce Oundo MP, the Honorable Mwak Mwenje CBS MP, the Honorable Justice Kemei MP, the Honorable Robert Mbui CBS MP, and the Honorable Gitonga Mukunje MP participated in the winnowing process. The leader of the majority party also participated in that process. I wish to commend the committee for expertly shepherding the harmonization process. I also commend the leader of the majority party and the 7 members who had proposed amendments to the bill for appearing before the committee to prosecute their requests. Honorable members, I have confirmed that following consultations, all members yielded their proposals to be taken up by the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning. Notably, the member for Suba South, the Honorable Karole Omondi MP, who had proposed the deletion of all clauses of the bill, which would have resulted to defeat of the bill in its entirety, found it appropriate to abandon that course. The import of his proposal would have amounted to throwing away the baby with the bathwater. Honorable members, given the consensus, I approved publication of a supplemental order paper for today's sitting to include the harmonized proposed amendments to the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill 2026. Honorable members, you will note that the proposed amendments are now in the name of the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning. The amendments will therefore be prosecuted in the usual manner in the Committee of the Whole House under order number 13. The House is accordingly guided, and I thank you. Honorable members, will you now be upstanding?
No. Honorable members, honorable members, we are now in the Committee of the Whole House for the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 of 2026. Members, this is a long bill, and I wish to request the chairperson of the committee to be very attentive. Members, be attentive so that we're able to move as fast as we can. So let's go ahead.
Clauses 3 and 4.
Members, I propose a question that clauses 3 and 4 be part of the bill, and because the two of them have no amendments, I put the question that clauses 3 and 4 be part of the bill. Will another opinion say aye? Aye. Will another opinion say nay? Ayes have it.
Clause 5.
Members, I propose a question that clause 5 be part of the bill, and this is an amendment by the chairperson of the Committee of Finance and Planning.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 5 be amended as per the order paper. It's important to mention that this amendment is seeking to clarify what extraordinary shocks are as reference, and we have said that these extraordinary shocks must be extraordinary shocks as a result that will affect macroeconomic stability. So it's not just extraordinary shocks, so because we thought that could be subject to abuse. And it's good to appreciate, we also received amendments from Honorable Undo, Honorable Mwananchi, Honorable Carol in this particular clause, which you agreed on last evening under the winnowing process as guided by the Speaker.
I propose the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed by the chairperson of the Finance and Planning Committee. Members, as this is negotiated and agreed, Honorable Wondo, I hope what has been said is the position.
Thank you, that we had a very fruitful engagement last evening, and I'm contented and accept the amendments as agreed as appeared in the order paper, and probably as we go on, we'll explain the gist or the reason why we agreed on those amendments. I go on record that I confirm this is the harmonized version.
That's so encouraging. Honorable Wundo hardly gets contented. Chairman, you must have done a very good job on Honorable Wundo. And well done to the committee. Members, I now put the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed. Will as another opinion say aye? Aye. Will as another opinion say nay? Ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that clause 5 as amended be part of the bill. Will another opinion say aye? Aye. Will another opinion say nay? Ayes have it.
Clause 6.
Members, I propose a question that clause 6 be part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 6 be amended as per the order paper. This, Honorable Chair, is going to provide for now National Assembly's role in the oversight of the other sources of revenue that will be transferred into the Sovereign Wealth Fund. It's good to appreciate that Honorable Mwananchi, Honorable Mbuye, Honorable Karoli had amendments also to this clause that we agreed we carry on with the amendments. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Members, I propose a question that clause 6 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and National Planning. The Honorable Makali Mulu.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Chairman. Honorable Chairman, I must really commend the team for agreeing, because one of the issues of concern cutting across the bill was they were giving a lot of power to the Cabinet Secretary and leaving out the National Assembly. Okay. I really appreciate this amendment.
Great. Members, I now put the question that clause 6 be amended as proposed. Will another opinion say aye? Aye. Will another opinion say nay? Ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that clause 6 as amended be part of the bill. Will another opinion say aye? Aye. Will another opinion say nay? Ayes have it.
Clause 7.
Members, I propose a question that clause 7 be part of the bill, and because there's no amendment to it, I put the question that clause 7 be part of the bill. Will another opinion say aye? Aye. Will another opinion say nay? Ayes have it.
Clause 8.
Members, I propose a question that clause 8 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 8 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, this amendment is seeking to provide clarity on the total allocations to each component. As currently drafted, the bill gave the CS, the Cabinet Secretary, discretion to determine proportions into each of the three components. It's important to mention that Honorable Undo, Honorable Mwananchi, Honorable Kokushi, Honorable Mbuye, and Honorable Karoli had amendments to this clause that we agreed on. Honorable Chair, just for a minute, I think it's very important to notify this House that we did prescribe now in law that 30% of the amount that is being collected from in the holding account shall be transferred into the future generations component. So we are guaranteeing that of all that will come into the fund, Honorable Speaker, 30% of this must be reserved for future generations, so that our children, our children's children can also found a wealth that we created for them, Honorable Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Wundo.
Honorable Speaker, Chair, I just want to emphasize the point.
Honorable Wundo, wait a minute. Members, I propose a question that clause 8 be amended as proposed by the chair. Honorable Wundo.
I just want to join my colleague in putting this very clear, that we deliberated and agreed. There's a future generation, there's current generation. When is the future? The future starts now as we speak, and it will continue to come. In any case, whatever we're investing now, we're investing for the future. So generally, there is a very good harmony. There shouldn't be any chaos of
Thank you.
Thank you, I support.
Remember, I propose a question that clause 8 be amended as proposed. As one of the opinion say aye. As many opinion say nay. Ayes have it. Members, I now put the question that clause 8 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinion say aye. As many other opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clauses 9 and 10.
Members, I put the question that clauses 9 and 10 be part of the bill, and because there's no amendment to the same, I put the question that clauses 8 and 9 and 10 be part of the bill. As many other opinion say aye. As many other opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 11.
Members, I propose the question that clause 11 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 11 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to enhance prudent use of these resources by specifically requiring that their withdrawal must be subject to approval by the control of budget. In any withdrawal or transfer from the subvention component, this will further align with Article 228 of the Constitution. The bill further provided that transfer to the subvention component will cease when the component grows to 10 billion shillings. This, we felt, was too prescriptive, and we noted that the target could easily be surpassed. It's important to appreciate that we received good feedback and amendments that were proposed by Honorable Wundo, Honorable Kogush, Honorable Karoli on this particular amendment. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
All members, I propose a question that clause 11 be amended as proposed. Duro Makali Mulu.
Yeah, Honorable Chairman, another good amendment. Honorable Chairman, it's important that any money being withdrawn from our consolidated fund should be approved by the control of budget for purpose of monitoring the expenditure, Honorable Speaker. So this is another good one. And I also like the idea of removing the 10 billion, because that was quite also restrictive.
Thank you. All members, I put the question now that clause 11 be amended as proposed. Will as another opinion say aye? As another opinion say nay? Ayes have it. Members, I now put the question that clause 11 as amended be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. As many of the court opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 12.
All members, I propose the question that clause 12 will be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 12 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, again, we received a lot of feedback on this particular clause from Honorable Wundo, Honorable Justice Kimei, and Honorable Karoli. This amendment, as proposed in the order paper, is seeking to clarify that the strategic infrastructure investment component will not finance projects similar to those that are being financed by the National Infrastructure Fund Act, as was approved just a few weeks by this House. Honorable Chair, thank you.
Members, I propose a question that clause 12 be amended as proposed by the chair. The Honorable Justice.
Chair, I want to confirm that as much as I had an amendment to this clause, the position taken by the Finance Committee Chair, I wholly agree with it. And I want to also join my colleagues to say the winnowing process that we went through yesterday, we wish we could be going through such a process in all other committees whenever bills are involved. They reduce the time of lawmaking, and they bring about, agreement, consensus whenever bill is being done. Honorable Professor Wundo, Honorable and the other colleagues who were there yesterday, we really agree with what the committee did. Much appreciated, Chair.
Thank you. Members, I now put the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that clause 12 was amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 13.
Members, I propose a question that clause 13 be part of the bill. Because there's no amendment to it, I put the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. As another opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 14.
Members, I propose the question. I propose a question that clause 14 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 14 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to correct a clerical error by now referencing the correct component being the strategic infrastructure investment component. I'm very, very proud, Honorable Chair, to saying correct a clerical error by now referencing. Otherwise, I would have found it very difficult to pronounce those particular R's and L's. This amendment is seeking to enhance prudent use of these resources by specifically requiring the approval again by control of budget in any of the withdrawals. This is in line with Article 228 of our Constitution. And further, the amendment is seeking to make it clear that instead of monies for projects being transferred to the consolidated fund for remission to the relevant agencies carrying out the projects, they should now be remitted directly from the component to the relevant agencies. We note that the first charge in the consolidated funds is servicing of public debt, and so for efficiency in carrying out of projects, these monies now will be paid directly to the agencies that will be implementing this particular project. It's important to appreciate that Honorable Undo, Honorable Kogusha, Honorable Karoli had proposed amendments for this clause, which after winning exercise yesterday, we all agreed upon. Thank you.
Thank you, members. I propose a question that clause 14 be amended as proposed. The Honorable Undo and Honorable Makali, now that you've agreed, I suggest that some of them will allow us to just proceed unless you want to add something. The Honorable Makali.
Yeah, you know, Honorable Chairman, clause 14A talks about the issue of the control of budget. But now when you come to C, B talks about control of budget. I was just seeking clarification whether a central bank account, because this will be the holding account, whether it will be subject to the control of budget. We need to have that reassurance, Mr. Chairman, because I don't think legally the control of budget has access to an holding account in the Central Bank of Kenya.
Honorable Chair, go ahead.
So it's important also to acknowledge, Honorable Chair, Article 228 of our Constitution only gives a mandate of withdrawal of funds from the consolidated funds to be subject to approval by COB. By now providing expressly here that withdrawals for this particular holding account, then it must also be approved by COB, then that provision is therefore necessary. Otherwise, without making that provision expressly in the sovereign wealth fund law, then that fund will not be subject to seeking withdrawal from the COB.
Well, members, I think this makes a lot of sense. I therefore put the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed. As another opinion say aye. Aye. As when the opinion say nay. Ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that clause 14 as amended be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. Aye. As when the opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 15.
Members, I propose a question that clause 15 be part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 15 be amended as per the other paper. There's amendment seeking to ensure that infrastructure investments under the future generations component are carried out to support future generations.
Members,
I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose a question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. I think this is very straightforward. Members, I have therefore put the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. As another opinion say aye. Aye. As many that could opinion say nay. Ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 15 as amended be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. As many other opinions say nay, ayes have it.
Clause 16.
Remember, as clause 16, I propose the question that clause 16 be part of the bill. Because there's no amendment, I put the question that clause 16 be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay, ayes have it.
Clause 17.
I propose the question, members, that clause 17 be part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 17 be amended as per the order paper. This again is going to provide clarity that and authority that any withdrawals from the subvention component fund must also be subject to approval by the controller of budget. And we had amendments proposed by Honorable Undo, Honorable Kogusha, Honorable Kalori, and Honorable Mukonji on this particular clause, which we agreed upon winnowing. Thank you.
Members, I propose a question that clause 17 be amended as proposed by the Chair, Finance and Planning Committee. I put the question. Honorable Mukunji.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Chair. And I want first to congratulate the Chair of Finance for getting a better route to solve the issue of amendments through having a sitting as a committee with the members of, having these amendments. Honorable Chair, one of the biggest challenge that I was seeing in this bill is the issue of oversight. Honorable Chair, we were looking at how to make this House the controller of budget and everybody that is supposed to know how these monies are being spent, Honorable Chair, to exactly know whether they can be misused. And Honorable Chair, we fully agreed with the committee and its amendment that, Honorable Chair, all withdrawals of these monies must be approved by the controller of budget. So, Honorable Chair, we don't move very far away from oversight. Honorable Chair.
Thank you, members. I therefore put the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed. Last one of the opinion say aye. Last those of opinion say nay. Ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 17 as amended be part of the bill. Last one of the opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say nay. Ayes have it. Order. The Honorable
Clauses 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26.
Members, I propose the question that clauses 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26 be part of the bill. And because there have no amendments to them, I now put the question that clauses 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. As many that opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 27.
Members, I propose the question that clause 27 be part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 27 be amended as the order paper. This amendment is seeking to ensure that the fund investment policies that are developed by the board must be approved by Cabinet and the National Assembly, so that we make sure that National Assembly has proper oversight, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chairperson on this particular fund. It's important to appreciate that the Honorable Mwananchi, the Honorable Leader of Minority, the Honorable Mbui, had proposed amendments to this particular clause, which we agreed upon winnowing.
Members, I propose a question that clause 27 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning Committee. The Honorable Mwananchi, is that you? Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, let me just take this opportunity to support this amendment and also thank the Finance Chair for yesterday when we did the winnowing. We were able to agree on quite a number of these clauses, and this was one of them. So thank you, Honorable
Members, I put the question therefore that clause 27 be amended as proposed. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that clause 27 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 28.
Members, I propose the question that clause 28 be part of the bill. And because it's an amendment, I put the question that clause 28 be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 29.
All members, I propose the question that clause 29 be part of the bill. Chair. Clause 29 be part of the bill. Go ahead.
So, Madam Chair, I beg to move that clause 29 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to provide for an opportunity for the youth in serving as chairperson or members of the board by reducing the number of years served in senior management leadership positions from 10 years to 5 years. So, Madam Chairperson, we calculated that if we carry this amendment, that for anyone to serve as a chairperson or a member of the board, if you needed 10 years of continuous management experience, then that means you may not have anybody there who is anywhere between 30 and 40 years of age. That means it's only be those people that are 50 years and above that will only get a chance to serve the board. So by reducing this number of years from 10 to 5, then that is going to give an opportunity to young people across the country to be able also to serve as a chairpersons or members of the board.
Members, I propose the question that clause 9 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance Planning Committee. Members, I put the question. Honorable Meli, you want to say something on this?
Thank you, Chair. I want to commend the Chair and the committee because the youth actually are put into consideration, and this bill, as its sovereign wealth fund and for generations, it will actually bring them on board and be part of the decision making. I support that.
Honorable Mbui.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Chair had also proposed amendment on that one. and mine was about the qualification, the academic qualifications. I noticed that a lot of times we are keen on putting a person with a degree in law, in economics, in accounting, in finance matters, and I was even concerned, might it be to do with the leadership of the House over the last few years? Because we've had CPAKs running this House, both in the majority and minority side. And I'd propose that maybe we could have people with a degree in education, in engineering, and other courses. But I was convinced that the education people, those ones that are teachers, are already qualified by virtue of the fact that they are the ones who teach economics and all these other things. So I dropped my amendment. Thank you, Chairman.
Where do you belong, sir?
Sorry?
Where do you belong, sir?
Sorry?
Where do you belong yourself?
Education.
Okay. Teachers, all and the teachers, everything. Honorable members, I now put the question, members, that clause 29 be amended as proposed. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that clause 29 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clauses 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34.
All members, I propose the question that clauses 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 33, and 34 be part of the bill. I now put the question, members, because there's no amendment, that clauses 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34 be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 35.
Members, I propose the question that clause 35 is part of the bill. Chair, clause 35.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 35 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to provide clarity that the bachelor's degree has to be relevant to the field, to the fund management for a person to be qualified to be appointed as a CEO. Further, this amendment is seeking to clarify that the Salaries and Remuneration Commission shall advise the Cabinet Secretary on the terms and conditions of the CEO, which is consistent with Article 234B of the Constitution. Honorable Chairperson, on clause 29, just to allay the leader of minorities' fears, the provision there reads that someone who holds a degree in economics, finance, accounting, law, banking, or any other or other relevant field from a university recognized in Kenya. So I want to confirm that even education is a relevant field that is recognized in Kenya, Honorable Speaker.
All members, I propose a question that clause 35 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning. I put the question, members, that clause 35 be amended as proposed. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it. And I put the question, members, that clause 35 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As those opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 36.
Members, I propose the question that clause 36 is part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 36 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to provide clarity of the grounds of removal from the office of the Chief Executive Officer.
Members, I propose a question that clause 36 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning. I put the question that clause 36 be amended as proposed. As another opinion say aye. As those opinion say nay. Ayes have it. And I put the question that clause 36 as amended be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. Those opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 37.
Members, I propose that clause 37 be part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 37 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to clarify on the role of the Salaries and Remuneration Commission in advising the board on the terms and conditions of the staff and in the board. And this, Honorable Chairperson, is consistent with Article 230B4 of our Constitution.
Members, I propose the question that clause 37 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning. I put the question that clause 37 be amended as proposed. Will as many other opinions say aye. And those of the opinions say nay. Ayes have it. And I put the question that clause 37 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. Those of the opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clauses 38 and 39.
Members, I propose the question that clauses 38 and 39 be part of the bill. There being no amendments to them, I now put the question that clauses 38 and 39 be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many of the opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 40.
Members, I propose the question that clause 40 be part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 40 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to provide clarity on the penalty provision, which is consistent with drafting practice and meaning. Honorable Chairperson, it's important to mention that clause 43 sets out a very strict penalty. A person who contravenes subsection 1 commits an offence is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 5 million shillings or imprisonment not exceeding 2 years. Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move.
All members, I propose a question that clause 40 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning. I now put the question that clause 40 be amended as proposed. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay. I now put the question, members, that clause 40 as amended be part of the bill. I'll take that again. Oh, members, I now put the question that clause 40 be amended as proposed. Will as other opinions say aye? Those of the opinions say nay. The ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that clause 40 as amended be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. As those opinions say nay. The ayes have it.
Clauses 41, 42, 43, 44, and 45.
Members, I propose a question that clauses 41, 42, 43, 44, and 45 be part of the bill. And there being amendments to them, I now put the question that clauses 41, 42, 43, 41, 45 be part of the bill. As many of the opinions say aye. As many of the opinions say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 46.
Members, I propose the question that clause 46 be part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 46 be amended as for the other paper. This amendment is seeking to clarify and especially expressly prohibit against securitization or using the future generations component as collateral for borrowing by a government entity.
Members, I propose the question that clause 46 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning. The Honorable Mukunji.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. This was a very important amendment, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, because we know now this country has gotten a new way of borrowing. I don't want to say hideously, but Honorable Speaker, we have to actually make sure that this fund is well is put in a way that it cannot one day disappear after it has been securitized. Honorable Speaker, I'm very happy with the committee in the agreement of this amendment. Honorable Speaker, we should do the same to a number of other funds that have been passed by this House to ensure a rogue regime cannot come and clear them out, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mayaka.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also want to support this particular amendment in this clause because it's very important for us to have a specific component of ensuring that we are safeguarding the future generation component. So I applaud it and I do support it. Thank you.
And Honorable Ruto.
Chair, thank you so much. I also want to support this. It's a good move to ensure that the spirit of this particular bill, which seeks to utilize our natural resources with a definite timing in terms of depletion for the purpose of now and the purpose of tomorrow. Nonetheless, to say, again, it's good to remind my good friend Mogunji. From his presentation, he seemed to be attacking that there is a tendency of securitizing. I think you need to understand the implication and the context about securitization. It's not a question of securitizing every money. This particular bill is seeking to divine the natural resources that we are endowed with and the utilization of it for the purpose of giving services and opportunities for now, tomorrow, and in future. And there is no way this money can be securitized for other purposes.
Thank you. Members, I now put the question that clause 46 be amended as proposed. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that clause 46 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. Those of the opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clauses 47 and 48.
Members, I propose the question that clauses 47 and 48 be part of the bill, and there will be an amendment to them. I put the question that clauses 47 and 48 be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye, or the opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 49.
Members, I propose the question that clause 49 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 49 be amended as per the order paper. This particular amendment is clerical as it just seeks to align with the title under paragraph 6, which reads investment fund manager and not investment manager. Honorable Kagushia and Honorable Karori had the similar amendment which he carried on after winnowing.
Members, I propose the question that clause 49 be amended as proposed. These clerical members, I put the question that clause 49 be amended as proposed. As another opinion say aye. As another opinion say nay. Ayes have it. And now put the question that clause 49 as amended be part of the bill. Will as another opinion say aye? Will as another opinion say nay? Ayes have it.
Clause 50.
Members, I propose the question that clause 50 be part of the bill. And there being no amendment, I now put the question that clause 50 be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 51.
Members, I propose the question that clause 51 be part of the bill. Mover. Clause 51, mover.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 51 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to align the period of submitting the financial statements with the provisions of the Public Finance Management Act from 6 months to 3 months, and that the financial statement shall be consolidated for each of the components.
Members, I propose the question that clause 51 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning. I now put the question, members, that clause 51 be amended as proposed. As another opinion say aye. As many other opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Members, I now put the question that clause 51 as amended be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. As many other opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 52.
Members, I propose the question that clause 52 be part of the bill. There being no amendment, I put the question that clause 52 be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. As many of the opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 53.
Members, I propose the question that clause 53 be part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 53 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to enhance details of the report that is submitted by the board to include details of all the fees paid to investment fund managers and any other service providers in order to safeguard the fund. Honorable Chair, we sought this particular amendment because there has been a risk of fees being paid that is exaggerated, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, then that will erode the purpose of the fund. So by restricting on this and making sure that the details of the fees paid and commissions paid must be reflected in the financial statements is very progressive.
Members, I propose the question that clause 53 be amended as proposed. I now put the question that clause 53 be amended as proposed. Will as many other opinions say aye? Will as many of those opinions say nay? Ayes have it. And now put the question, members, that clause 53 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many of the opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 54.
Members, I propose the question that clause 54 be part of the bill. There being no amendment, I put the question that clause 54 be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many of the opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 55.
Members, I propose the question that clause 55 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 56 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to increase the period to which
it's
the
clause 55.
Oh, sorry, 55. So I beg to move that clause 55 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chairperson, this amendment is seeking to align the penalty provision to move away from mandatory minimum sentencing, while at the same time enhancing the penalty in order to safeguard the fund and ensure there is compliance with the Act, Honorable Chair.
Members, I propose the question that clause 55 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning. There being no debate, I put the question that clause 55 be amended as proposed. As another opinion say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it. And now put the question that clause 55 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 56.
Members, I propose the question that clause 56 be part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 56 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to increase the period to which the board shall submit a report to the fund, the report of the fund to the National Treasury for transmission to the Auditor General and subsequently to the National Assembly from 1 month to 3 months before the general election. This is, Honorable Chair, to cater for a period within which the National Assembly goes sine die.
Members, I propose the question that clause 56 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning. Members, I put the question that clause 56 be amended as proposed. As another opinion say aye. As many of the question say nay, ayes have it. And now put the question, members, that clause 56 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many of the opinions say nay, ayes have it.
Clauses 57, 58, and 59.
Members, I propose the question that clauses 57, 58, and 59 of the bill be part of the bill. There being no amendments, I put the question that clauses 57, 58, and 59 be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay, ayes have it.
Clause 60.
Members, I propose the question that clause 60 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
So, Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that clause 60 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to provide for public officers on secondment to the fund to be interim managers and staff of the fund. This will ensure that the act is implemented without delay, but also with less costs by utilizing public officers on secondment. The limited period seeks also to ensure that there is no abuse of unnecessary extending the period of the interim manager and staff during the transition period. Further, the amendment is seeking to provide clarity on the terms and the conditions of interim manager and staff. Honorable Chairperson, it's good to appreciate that the Honorable Undo, Honorable Kagushi, and Honorable Karoli had amendments to this particular clause, which we agreed on upon renewing.
Members, I propose the question, therefore, that clause 60 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and National Planning. Honorable Undo.
Chair, in my amendment, I had sought a shorter period of 3 months, but understanding the intricacies in the appointment of directors, I accept. The idea is to avoid the long stay without an interim manager and use third parties. That's why we had said it must be a serving state officer so that we minimize the cost. And I do hope and pray that on secondment, they will not come and ask called the duty allowances that will erode the value of the fund. Thank you, I support.
Members, I now put the question that clause 60 be amended as proposed. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay, ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 60 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay, ayes have it.
Clause 61.
Members, I propose the question that clause 61 be part of the bill. There being no amendment, I now put the question that clause 61 be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay, ayes have it.
First schedule.
Members, I propose the question that the first schedule be the first schedule of the bill. There being no amendment, I put the question that the first schedule be the first schedule of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. Those opinions say nay, ayes have it.
Second schedule.
Members, I propose the question that the second schedule be the second schedule of the bill. And there being no amendment to the schedule, I now put the question that the second schedule be the second schedule of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay, ayes have it.
Third schedule.
All members, I propose the question that the third schedule be part of the bill. Honorable Chair, you have an amendment to the third schedule of the bill.
Yes, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the third schedule be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to provide a capping to the amount paid to an investment fund manager to 2% of the investment in the qualifying instrument. This is to ensure that there is prudent utilization of the funds.
Members, I propose a question that the third schedule of the bill be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and National Planning. I now put the question that the third schedule be amended as proposed by the Chair. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay, ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that the third schedule as amended be the third schedule of the bill. Will as many other opinions say aye. Will as many other opinions say nay, ayes have it.
Fourth schedule.
Members, I propose the question that the fourth schedule be the fourth schedule of the bill. Chair, you have an amendment.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the fourth schedule be amended as per the order paper. This is a consequential amendment that is seeking now to clarify how the royalties shall be paid into the sovereign wealth fund by amending section 186 of the Mining Act.
Members, I propose the question that the fourth schedule be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning Committee. I now put the question that the fourth schedule be amended as proposed. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay, ayes have it. Members, I now propose the question, put the question that the fourth schedule as amended be the fourth schedule of the bill. As many of the opinion say aye. As many of the opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 2.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 2 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to clarify that the national government's share in minerals and petroleum royalties is the one that's being referred to the Sovereign Wealth Fund. This amendment, the amendment on extraordinary shocks is to also provide clarity that these extraordinary shocks can only be the shocks as that have been affected by macroeconomic stability. It's also important to mention, Honorable Chair, that Honorable Undo, Honorable Mwenje, Honorable Mukunji, and Honorable Karoli had amendments to this particular clause.
Honorable, I propose a question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the Chair. Honorable Undo.
As we come to the tail end, let me also commend the team for being understanding and caring about the welfare of the people of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, under the definition of extraordinary shocks, the way it was defined in the bill, as currently it was weird, too long and too much, and we applied our minds. Quite a number of us who sat in that meeting yesterday have attended macroeconomic classes, lectures, several units. So we understand what we are talking about, and we want to ask those who have not attended, just agree with us, and let's move on. Thank you.
Members, I now put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the Chair. As many other opinions say aye, as many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it. Members, I now put the question that clause 2 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye, as many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Title.
Members, I propose the question that the title be the title of the bill. And there being no amendment, I put the question that the title be the title of the bill. As many other opinions say aye, as many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 1.
Members, I propose the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. And there being no amendment, I put the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye, as many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it. Members, that marks the end of the whole House, and thank you for your attention and patience. I now, and the beginning of the new Kenya, where winnowing becomes the order of the day, and members agree. Honorable members will agree with you that towards the tail of the Parliament, this often works and works very well for all of us. I now call upon the mover of the bill to move the same for reporting.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration on the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 of 2026, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Members, I now put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 2026, and its approval thereof with amendments. As many of the opinions say aye, as many of the opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Honorable members, Mr. Speaker.
Chairman.
The Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 2026, and approved the same with amendments.
Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said reports, and also request the Honorable Naomi Wako to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable Speaker, I second.
Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I put the question?
Yes.
Honourable members, I put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover.
Honourable Speaker, I beg to move that the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 of 2026, be now read a third time. Honourable Speaker, as I request the Honourable Peter Kaluma to second, allow me, Honourable Speaker, to also take this opportunity to thank the members, first those who contributed during the debate in second reading, and more importantly, the members of the Finance and National Planning, including the Honourable Peter Opondo Kaluma, and many other members, including CPA Ruto, the one and only chairperson of that committee who took us through a very rigorous winnowing process last night. Honourable Speaker, may I report to you that the communication you did, we closed our meeting at slightly past 9 p.m. under the very able leadership and chairmanship of Honourable Kimani Kuria, the member for Molo. And Honourable Speaker, may I also take this opportunity to thank all the members, Honourable Oundo, Honourable Mukunji, Honourable Karoli Omondi, the leader, deputy leader of minority, Honourable Robert Mbui, the Honourable Mwenje, our deputy minority whip, the Honourable Makali Mulu, and Honourable Speaker, there are people who are soliciting for a mention.
Even Gloria proposed amendments.
But I am only mentioning the members who were in that winnowing process. And Honourable Speaker, let me say that winnowing process last night shepherded us through a new way of doing things. Not that winnowing is a new way in the House, but the give and take process that we have to go through in the legislative processes. And more importantly, Honourable Speaker, we came to an agreement during that process that what we were doing, we were legislating for posterity. We were not legislating for our political factions, not for our political parties. And even those in the opposition agreed that what we are doing was for the best interest of the people of Kenya. And I must thank all those members, and that's why I made particular mention of those members, because we put aside our political differences to legislate for our great nation. Honourable Speaker, let me say that in December last year, on the 15th of December, the Cabinet approved a Cabinet memo that forwarded these two bills, or they spoke about the establishment of these two funds, the National Infrastructure Fund and the Sovereign Wealth Fund. And in that memo, Honourable Speaker, you remember the Cabinet communique saying that these two funds would actually serve as a backbone of the government's plan to transition Kenya into a first world economy. And not just transition Kenya into a first world economy, but also doing it through a sustainable investment-led growth model that would drive us away from the old ways of either overburdening Kenyans with taxation or over-reliance on public debt. Honourable Speaker, this is a very momentous time for our country. The passage of this bill signifies that transition from a time where we over-relied on public debt, relied on burdening Kenyans with taxation, to an investment-led growth. And the establishment of these two funds, Honourable Speaker, will now properly set our nation onto the path of transitioning our nation from a third world or a growing middle income economy into a first world nation, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, to the naysayers, let me say this, Honourable Speaker. When we crafted our manifesto in 2022, and I know many people have accused President William Ruto of telling lies, when President William Ruto said that and reaffirmed that we shall implement the Kenya Kwanza manifesto page by page, sentence by sentence, from comma to full stop, and implement this manifesto entirely. The National Infrastructure Fund, the Sovereign Wealth Fund were part of that manifesto. The transition from NHIF to universal health coverage under SHA was part of that manifesto. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, our passage of this bill today is further implementation of the manifesto, which, Honorable Speaker, we are fortunate that you are part of crafting that manifesto. And you remember the long nights that we spent in Karen, then the Deputy President's office, official residence, crafting this manifesto, even coming up with this sovereign wealth
You
fund.
remember there's a day we sat for 25 hours.
Yes.
Yes.
And these are things, Honorable Speaker, that Kenyans may never know. But they have not come by accident. They are not opportunistic bills that are just finding their way into Parliament. They are well thought through processes that would augment our nation and move its economy to a first world economy, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, I must thank even those who are in the executive who have made sure that we are indeed implementing our manifesto as we sold it to the people of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, today we can proudly say that when in December 2025, that communique from the cabinet said that these two funds, once established, will set us on the motion of transitioning us to a first world nation and moving us towards an investment-led growth away from the public debt ridden and taxation burdens that were being put on Kenyans over the years. It sounded like it's neuroscience, Honorable Speaker. You remember, towards the end of the year, when the President spoke during the State of the Nation address, he spoke of an ambitious 5 trillion investment-led growth of moving our country forward. And many people thought it was just talk. And he said that for every shilling that we generate, we can leverage on that and raise another 10 shillings. And he said that within the next few months, we shall be disposing of shares in Safaricom, in Kenya Pipeline, and that will guarantee us the first 3 trillion shillings. Honorable Speaker, I am so proud today, as a leader in this country, that we have seen that come to fruition. Yesterday, Honorable Speaker, or the day before, if I am not wrong, the money for the Safaricom sale, 350 billion shillings, together with the sale of Kenya Pipeline, the 250 billion or so shillings from Safaricom and the 106 or so billion shillings is now securely in the National Infrastructure Fund. That gives us the capital to now raise a further 3 trillion shillings so that the investment-led growth that was seen as just talk becomes a reality, Honorable Speaker. The challenge is upon us as leaders that even as we legislate, and that's why I commended the members who sat with us throughout the night, last night, under the able chairmanship of Kimani Kuria. Honorable Speaker, I noted that that is the first departmental committee meeting I have attended in the last 3 years. And Kimani Kuria told me he was very proud that the first departmental committee meeting I attend is under his chairmanship. But of course, when you have such a brilliant chair, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Undo has just commented here that there was a macroeconomic class last night, and he was fortunate, as much as a very good teacher, to also learn a few things on extraordinary shocks to economies around the world. But Honorable Speaker, let me not be too wordy, but I was saying I am very proud of this 13th National Assembly. Very proud of all the members of this House. That notwithstanding the political grandstanding we have out there, we can come together and legislate on a matter that touches on the lives of each and every Kenyan. Not now, Honorable Speaker, because this Sovereign National Wealth Fund, is speaking to the current and future generations. That is why we have a foreign, in this Sovereign Wealth Fund, that is why we have a future fund that speaks to future generations, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, let me say that our history or our space in the history of this nation is very secure, especially with the establishment of these two funds. And I want to ask all of us that even as we pass this bill, that the onus again is on us to ensure that the funds that we have set up, we offer proper and meaningful oversight, so that all these funds go to secure the future of our nation and transition us to that first world status that we have all envisioned. But we envisioned that first world status, Honorable Speaker, for many years since independence. But we were overtaken by others because we were afraid of doing the right thing. I must thank President William Ruto because he has not been afraid of the insults. He has been bold and courageous to do what is right. And I must thank the many members of parliament in this house. And I say in this house, Honorable Speaker, because it is only in this house you find courageous leaders who will opt to do the right thing and not what is popular, necessarily popular. And I've said here before, Honorable Speaker, it is not everything that you find is popular is right. That today we are doing what is right. It may not be popular, but it is the right thing to do for our country, and our place is secure in the history of our nation. I am very proud of this assembly, even as we go on recess today, Honorable Speaker. We have truly earned that recess, truly. And I will have a very restful recess these 3 weeks, Honorable Speaker, even as we do other things for our constituents. And even as I encourage others, those out there who are very fond of speaking, saying too many things, and we have challenged them always, Honorable Speaker, offer alternative solutions to the country. I am glad that as members of parliament, we have kept away from the noise out there. And even those who have picked the noise out there and brought it to the house, in shame, now they have had to apologize to the Kenyan people. I want to encourage them to continue sticking to what is true and honest to the people of Kenya, because you never need to apologize to anyone if you stick to the truth. But if you just pick things here and there to excite people and try and generate bonga points politically, you will not cease from apologizing. We will see you come over time and time again to apologize with or without your classroom notes. Honorable Speaker, I move, and I want to request that very able member of the Finance and National Planning Committee, Peter Kaluma Opondo, who ably guided us, especially on clause 5(2)(b) and clause 12, to see bigger things than many would have seen. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me to start by thanking you for leading this House through history. And Honorable Speaker, you've sat in this House this afternoon from 2:30 to this time because of the monumental nature of the business we are transacting. Honorable Speaker, I attended with you the assent into law by the President of the Infrastructure Fund Act now. And Honorable Speaker, I still remember very clearly what His Excellency President William Ruto did indicate. That when he writes his autobiography, if I were to quote honorable members, he will remember the 13th Parliament as a parliament which has been greatly impactful in terms of giving this nation direction. And he said we will get some space there as parliament. And Honorable Speaker, I cannot agree more. Honorable Speaker, when you privileged me to preside over the second reading and general debate on this bill, before I proposed the question, honorable members, you remember I indicated that it appeared to me that history was beckoning at the 13th Parliament. And I did ask the question whether we were ready to grasp and to capture it. And Honorable Speaker, I was making that question, proposing the question and making that statement after I had the majority leader move and after I had our very sharp, gifted chairman of the committee in charge of finance and national planning, my brother, the Honorable Kuria Kimani, elaborate on the purposes of this law. And listening to them and having gone through the bill, I beckoned upon this House to grasp their date with destiny. Honorable Speaker, if there is something I would remember my role in the House for, and my best day in this House for, it is the debate which surrounded this bill. And I asked Kenyans to review the answer, review the videos. I was shocked at how passionate the leadership of this House, the representatives of the people here, are concerned about the country. Honorable Speaker, what does this bill do? In three things, this is how we have met destiny, this is how we have met history. Honorable Speaker, we were with you here when COVID struck. And before that, nobody in Kenya, least of all us, ever imagined, Honorable Speaker, a time would come when we would all be locked in our houses and in our rooms, unable to interact with anybody. And the economy would be shut down completely. Honorable Speaker, just a short while ago, we had the Iran-Israel situation, and the Strait of Hormuz got blocked. And you know the fluctuations in oil prices, and the country not knowing how we would sustain the supply chain, more so in respect of fuel and other necessary goods. Honorable Speaker, through this law, we have provided a buffer to the whole nation against extraordinary shocks. And Honorable Speaker, how beautiful is it? And how beautiful can it be that it fell on us as the 13th Parliament, and we are the one doing so? Honorable Speaker, our Constitution speaks to the current generation and future generation a need for equity between them in the manner we apply and use the wealth which come across our time. Honorable Speaker, this law, once assented to by the President, answers that issue of intergenerational equity. And it does not just do so, Honorable Speaker. We are also saying that the current generation is going to provide a link by deliberate strategic infrastructure investment leading into that future to enable them then have a fund that they can move with, and a stable country they can be happy about. I don't want to say much, Honorable Speaker, but allow me for once to thank His Excellency President Ruto for the bold and visionary leadership he's given this country. Honorable Speaker, I've always said that it appears to me, doing a historical analysis of all our presidents since independence, that the things which have been deemed impossible for the country, but which are very necessary, it has taken President Ruto to face them boldly, not caring about the consequences that may be to people whose vision is short, to people who don't see beyond the temporal needs of the politics of the time. And he's doing very well. Let me thank President Ruto for his vision around the Infrastructure Act now, for his vision around this sovereign wealth bill, which hopefully, Honorable Speaker, I hope he'll be signing. And I would pray, Honorable Speaker, that if you were to honor the House, this one would have been assented to by His Excellency the President, with even a bigger member of members of Parliament here to witness this meeting with our destiny. Honorable Speaker, let me thank the Majority Leader for leadership of the House. After you, let me thank the Chair of the Committee. Let me even thank the members of the House, especially those ones we interacted with up to very late in the night when the House has adjourned, processing this thing in unison. Honorable Mukunji, Honorable everybody. And I was so gratified that when you talk about the interest of the nation, there is some unique objectivity and realization that truly comes that beyond our temporal political posturing, we can do something that is good for the country. And that is why, Honorable Speaker, when we had the finance bill situation from 2024 to throughout, Honorable Speaker, the Majority Leader remembers this House as a House which is always standing with what is right for the nation, not necessarily what is political. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, eternally for good leadership of the House and for midwifing, these historical moments we have within the 13th Parliament. And without much ado, Honorable Speaker, allow me therefore to second.
Thank you, honorable members. This is not debate time. We have gone over that. Allow me to go to the next level. But as I do that, honorable members, taking cue with what the Majority Leader said, It takes men and women of courage to do great things. And in doing so, remember the words of Winston Churchill, that you'll never finish your journey if you stop to throw stones at every barking dog. Focus on your journey, and if we have to reform this country, we will do so by men and women of courage. The way I have seen this house. I've been in this house since 1992. I can say without any fear of contradiction that this is a courageous house. And this is a house that is committed to changing this country. It is not driven by convenience, it's driven by doing what is right. Keep it up. Honourable members, I now propose the question, which is that the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 of 2026, be now read a third time. Yes, Ondo, you've spoken more than 10 times on this bill, but make your comment.
Yeah, because Honorable Speaker, people of Funyula sent me to come here and legislate on behalf of people of Funyula and the people of Kenya generally. And Honorable Speaker, my colleagues will bear with me. I'm a very serious legislator, and such a monumental bill cannot go without a comment coming from the great man from Samia. Honorable Speaker, we stand here today actualizing some of the innovative resource-raising measures that have been employed elsewhere. As I said yesterday, and I continue to say, we have a history of having very good bills, very good ideas. But, Honorable Speaker, at the end of the day, we botch them at implementation. We have had so many other grand ideas that have ended up being a sleaze fund, being a scam, and generally embarrassing the country and causing untold suffering. I just hope and pray that those who are going to be charged with running this fund, running the National Infrastructure Fund, are going to be women and men of integrity, who value the interests of the people of Kenya more than lining their pockets, more than simple freeballs that have come as a result of this matter. Honorable Speaker, let me also laud the new spirit that is coming to emanate now. Probably the pressure outside there is forcing us now to start thinking clearly that it's better to come together and not keep on chest-thumping, being antagonistic. As I conclude, Honorable Speaker, allow me to make two statements. The 13th Parliament, yes, we'll go into the history that it has passed some very tough laws that have sometimes inflicted pain on the ordinary Mwananchi in this country. That we cannot run away from it. Honorable Speaker, as we probably one day when we come to an end, the simple question we'll ask ourselves, what has been the change of welfare of the common Mwananchi? What has been the change in per capita income of the common Mwananchi? What has been the change in poverty incidences during this term of the 13th Parliament? Those are the only verifiable, empirically driven measures of the performance of the Parliament. Finally, let me also conclude by thanking my friend Honorable Kaluma. He reminds me of a story, and I think he has always said so. You don't have to struggle to vote for the government. Once the government is there, join the government and become happy. I wish I could have that courage and that strength. I would also be singing the same song. Others, Honorable Speaker, House, Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah, Kimani of Molo, Majority Leader, thanks for listening. Thanks also for that robust exchange yesterday. It rekindled my minds in my undergraduate. It reminded me when I was teaching at the university, and I was trying to explain to Honorable Kalori Omondi that in investment appraisal, when we talk about leverage, we are not talking about lien. It's about the mix between income, capital and debt. Now, those are now macroeconomics that we had a very nice time. But otherwise, thanks you very much, Honorable Kaluma. I think I need to learn some lessons from you. You never know. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I don't understand finance much, and I did contribute to this bill in the second reading. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, what I know and what I understood, that this bill is going to make a great contribution in saving us from debts. And I think that is important. Mr. Speaker, I also know that many people are afraid that when you create funds because of corruption, it will be misused. But I end up by saying we cannot live in fear. We handle corruption and do what we think is right. They say in my place that if there's a chicken thief in the village doesn't stop keeping chicken. You just look for the thief, catch the thief, and keep the kitchen. I support.
Yes, Kimani.
So, Honorable Speaker, I know I've spoken to this matter, but I wanted to specifically thank you, Honorable Speaker, because of your leadership. And what you ordered us yesterday to do for winnowing, we were able to have a very conductive meeting yesterday, running up to late in the evening. We're also able to talk to and to listen to each other on these particular matters. And Honorable Speaker, that's when even the members realized that even most of the amendments that they were proposing to make, we already carried those amendments in our committee report. So I think this also helped us reduce the exchanges that we see, for example, at the front, Honorable Speaker. And of course, to also thank my leader, the leader of Majority Party, for joining us and all the great ideas that he brought to the harmonization of all this process, Honorable Speaker. But lastly, Honorable Speaker, as we talked about political companionship and people trying to overnight becoming clever, Honorable Speaker, I enjoyed contributions on this bill from many members who had read clauses on this bill, Honorable Speaker. But yesterday evening, you were treated to economic hubris, of some people who just come and just throw economic terms here and there without any reference to anywhere in the bill, Honorable Speaker. And I think Kenyans should now watch very closely how members contribute to this particular piece of legislation, not just talking big words, what in economics we call economic arrogance or economic hubris, or need to say nothing for the entire conversation, Honorable Speaker, just to appear to the gallery that you are a smart economics. But now, far from it, from the content, Honorable Speaker, you raise a zero content. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I thank all the members that supported these particular amendments and for the great meeting we had yesterday, and again for your able leadership and that of the majority. I thank you.
Kunji.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, I am very proud that this bill has gotten where it has gotten today. Honorable Speaker, I was one of the most keen person on this bill. Simply, Honorable Speaker, is because it is touching on very serious matters that I feel I'm passionate about, which is basically, Honorable Speaker, wealth of this nation and how to ensure the wealth we have serves the current and the future, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is one of the bills that makes this House look as it is considering the welfare of our people. As Honorable Speaker, our motto says, for the welfare of the society and the just government of the people. Honorable Speaker, we have not reinvented the wheel. It's actually something that has happened in many places. Honorable Speaker, you read across, you'll see the scandals that have come out of the Sovereign Wealth Fund, from Malaysia to Kuwait to Egypt. Honorable Speaker, we just want to keep a keen eye.
But also encourage the country by quoting success stories. Talk about Norway.
I fully agree,
Denmark,
Speaker.
Sweden, Finland.
Yes.
Those are shining examples in the skies of the world.
Yes.
Of what sovereign wealth funds can do.
And Honorable Speaker, as you have clearly said, of course, those are very few examples, and many countries have the Sovereign Wealth Fund. But Honorable Speaker, why we were very keen on it is to ensure that this House continues having a keen eye on the usage of the fund and the utilization of the wealth of this nation. That touches on even minerals that, Honorable Speaker, previously we couldn't know how they are being used. Now we know that these resources are going to be somewhere where we are keenly able to follow and see how it is being used. Honorable Speaker, the majority leader is one of the few moments where he has not mentioned the party leader of DCP. in his contribution.
So now why are
it tells you the seriousness of this bill.
Yes.
It tells you this bill, Honorable Speaker, is a house for the people.
Yes,
Is a house.
Is
a house that can.
Honorable Speaker, you know this member for Manyata is a young man who is my very good friend, and he did very well, Honorable Speaker. But just to inform him that I mention people based on need. And you see, on serious national matters like this sovereign wealth bill, you can't mention a villager who has no idea on even what a sovereign wealth fund is. And who, when the time he served as a one-term member of parliament, never, you know, he was among those people who just hung around. And he hung around parliament for one term and left. No wonder you hear him leading a movement he calls one term. Because he imagines everything is one term. So Honorable Mukunji, if you wanted me to mention that one term character, and you know, I had the CS Interior describe somebody as Kenyan's #1 goon. And I don't know who the cabinet secretary was describing, but if Honorable Mukunji wanted me to speak about the former one-term member of parliament for Madeira, I would have mentioned him if we were dealing with other non-serious matters, or violence, or such related things. But on a serious matter like the sovereign wealth fund, the two cannot, it's like mixing water and oil.
Yes, Mukunji, wind up. I gave you 1 minute.
Honorable Speaker, now the majority leader has gone back to his factory setting of mentioning my party leader, PCP.
Finish up.
But Honorable Speaker, I just want to say that while we pass this bill, I want to actually call upon this House. In the remaining time, we ensure that now we focus on issues that are touching on the welfare of our people, whom we represent, and we are only the people that can speak on behalf of the people of the nation of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, yesterday we had a very interesting engagement. And maybe, Honorable Speaker, while we move forward, the divisions in this House can be reduced to a minimum.
Timing. I gave Mukunji 1 minute.
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
4 minutes.
I want to wind up. The divisions in this House, Honorable Speaker, can be reduced to a minimum if we use the winnowing trajectory, especially on matters such as big finance bill, and bills are quite controversial because we got ourselves agreeing on matters and agreeing to change when need be. Honorable Speaker, I commend the leader, the chair of finance and everybody that was able.
Rindikeri, 1 minute, and strictly 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. We were all here on this bill, but I want to say also, just like everybody has said, this parliament is in the path of making history. SHA, infrastructure fund, housing, sports, Talanta Studio. The nation has experienced a good leadership of His Excellency the President, who has taken an unpopular path, but creating things for the future. I thank this House for being a keen eye, because this money will be utilized for the future. It is also targeting the marginalized, the abandoned, and discriminated. So I think, Mr. Speaker, we want to really to thank you, being the supreme body, leader of this House, and the majority leader, of course, who has made sure that the people who have been doing politicking have been stopped for the first time, also as part of the history.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also want to join my colleagues to really applaud this piece of legislation, which is very important in our country. It is a landmark legislation that is not only looking at the current, but also infrastructural investment, as well as the future generation. Honorable Speaker, we keep doing very landmark legislations in this House, and I want to applaud fellow members for that. Honorable Speaker, I also just want to say to my colleague, my senior, the Honorable Oundo, that the government, the broad-based government, is doing a lot of good things, and we are willing to shake his hand if he unclenches his fist. Thank you.
Last, Chematia.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I also want to add that
you have a minute.
Join my colleagues in supporting this very important bill, and thank the Chair, Finance, for the good work. Mr. Speaker, considering that this country is in hype gear to trajectory to Singapore, this is one of the documents that is going to give Kenya a good face. And more so, Mr. Speaker, we are relying so much in the best governance of the President William Ruto. And he has given us the opportunity as members of parliament to do good legislative bills. This is going to give Kenya the best wealth to build this country to be in the first phase and the first world status. Thank you.
Kororia, is this your maiden speech? I've never heard you speak here.
Honorable Speaker, it's not my maiden speech.
Yes.
I've made several other speeches when
Go
you're
ahead,
not
go
present.
ahead. It's with a light touch.
Thank you.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
When you want to speak, ignore those who are talking to you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Pay attention to the speaker.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've just received a text from one of my voters asking what is my take on this bill. That is why I decided to say a word so that they also capture what my opinion is. Mine is to say that this bill is good for this country, and also when you mentioned about you being in this house from 1992, Honorable Speaker, I've sat here and started asking myself, what was happening with the other presidents and the other governments? If this bill is coming to life today in 2026 from 1992, Honorable Speaker, I think the members who are serving that in the parliament should be awarded and given a medal, because all the presidents or the parliaments did not make to bring Kenya to where it is right now.
I gave you 1 minute and it's over. Give him half a minute to finish.
Let me. I was distracted, Honorable Speaker. Yeah. So thank you very much.
You remember I had told you, yes, you'll never finish your journey if you stop to throw stones?
Yes.
At every barking dog.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Melly?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to rise to join my colleagues and, more importantly, the Chair and the Finance Committee for the good work that was done. The Sovereign Wealth Fund is actually one way in which this country is going to raise resources for the much needed development that we have. Two, Mr. Speaker, I want to give you and the leadership of the House a lot of thanks, because not only in this bill, but a number of bills that you've shown a lot of wisdom, Solomonic rulings, especially issues that are a bit controversial, but we have managed to win them through. Thirdly, Mr. Speaker, the President himself, who is a very courageous man, has not been doing things for popularity purposes. He has been doing it for posterity and for the future of this country. Sovereign Wealth Fund has even a portion for the youth and the future generations. This is a rare bill and it is historical, and we as a House, we are going to be part of a chapter in the annals of this country. I support. Thank you.
Last, Mary Emase, you've been...
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also join my colleagues in congratulating the Finance Committee and all the members who have contributed. This is a very important bill, Honorable Speaker, very timely. In fact, it's overdue. I think this is one of the bills that we should have enacted at the beginning of this term. Honorable Speaker, this bill is basically about savings and investment fund. And it will help this country a lot, Honorable Speaker, even in stabilizing the country against shocks, against rise in fuel prices and many other global shocks, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this bill is anchored on intergenerational equity, where that is the principle of today's resources, today's revenues should also benefit tomorrow's citizens. So this bill, I think I just must thank the President for this, and we must support it to its conclusion. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Mario.
Thank you, Speaker. I just was wondering whether I will go without saying something. This bill,
By wondering, you are spending the minutes.
This bill is very progressive, and I want to say that it is a very good vision that the President had brought in this House, so that we can eat 60% and save 40%, especially for the future generation that will be there when we shall not bear. So I support.
Thank you, honorable members. Majority Leader, as I put the question, your next frontier must be how to consolidate and harmonize laws relating to our mineral resources. That is where this wealth will come from. There is some documented history that we have as much mineral wealth in Kenya as oil reserves in Saudi Arabia. So now it is your duty to sit with your colleagues and look at the Mining Act and all laws and regulations relating to mining. How come in our economic survey, mining and the income from mining is not captured even to 5%? And people are mining every day. So Majority Leader, that is, you are the infatigable Majority Leader. That should be your next frontier. With this feel-good factor that this bill has generated, pick and run with it. Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 of 2026, be now read a third time. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. If those of the contrary opinion say nay, the ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to establish the Sovereign Wealth Fund to provide institutional arrangements for the effective administration and efficient management of mineral revenues, petroleum revenues, and monies from other sources allocated to the fund and for connected purposes.
Go back to order number 12.
Order number 12, the County Assembly Services Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 34 of 2023, second reading.
Chair, Departmental Committee on Labor. Majority Leader, are you holding brief?
No, Honorable Speaker, I wanted to beg indulgence on behalf of Honorable Ken Chonga. He had requested that we adjourn this debate for him. He was engaged in other matters in the constituency today.
So ordered. Go to the next order, number 14.
Order number 14, motion, report of the Kenya delegation to the 151st Assembly of the Interparliamentary Union and related meetings.
Who was the delegation leader? Not Millie Odhiambo is out of the country. I'm aware. She's in Paris. So motion stayed. Order 15.
Order number 15, motion, second report on the status of reports on petitions and resolutions.
Chairman, Committee on Implementation, Raval Wanjala is absent. Motion stayed. Next.
Order number 16, motion, consideration of a petition regarding the proposal to amend the Consumer Protection Act.
Chair, Public Petitions, Karemba, absent. Motion stayed. Next.
Order number 17, motion, report on the audited financial statements of selected state corporations in the roads and transport sector.
Chair, Public Investments Committee on Commercial Affairs and Energy, absent. Motion stayed. Next.
Order number 18, motion, consideration of a petition on the management of hemophilia and other bleeding disorders.
The Chair, Health is here, but we had consulted with him and the Majority Leader that this is a special petition by a special group of people, of Kenyans, who I will be happy to have it debated after inviting them to sit in the gallery so that they can hear the outcome and the production of their industry. So we'll stay until after recess. Next.
Order number 19, the Books and Newspapers Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 47 of 2025, second reading.
Chairperson, Parliamentary Broadcasting and Library Committee. Who is that? Is that Epuyo Nanok? Is absent. Motion stayed. Next.
Order number 20, motion, fourth report on audited financial statements for the National Government Constituencies Development Fund.
Chairperson, Decentralized Funds Accounts Committee. Is that Mulyungi? Not here. Motion stayed. Next.
Order number 21, the Business Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 51 of 2024, second reading.
Majority Leader, are you ready to move this?
Honorable Speaker, we had actually adjourned debates on this bill under order number 21 and also the one
of debate, yes.
under order number 22, pending some pending work that the committee was working on, and I would request that we adjourn the two bills until the committee finalizes on that over the recess period.
So order number 21
and
stayed. Order number 22.
Order number 22, the Competition Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2026, second reading.
For the same reasons, order number 22 stayed. Honorable members, will you now be upstanding? Honorable Pareo, be upstanding. Honorable members, having exhausted the business on the order paper of today, I want to wish all of you a fruitful recess of 3 weeks where you are expected to go and fraternize with your constituents, attend to your families, and be patriotic in every undertaking, because you need to count on all of you to keep this country safe and united. Honorable members, it is now 6:17 p.m. Tuesday, the House will now adjourn until Tuesday, 28th July 2026 at 2:30 p.m.
Environment, Forestry and Mining on its consideration of the proposed gazettement for the following specified public forest land: 1. Turbo Forest, Manzini area; 2. Mount Elgon Forest, Chepuk area; and 3. Kakamega Forest, Shiro and Chaviringa area. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Speaker.
Chairperson, Budget.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 24th June 2026. report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on its consideration of the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Senate Bill number 10 of 2026. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Yes, Environment.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion. That taking into consideration the findings of Departmental Committee on Environment, Forestry and Mining in its report on consideration of petition by the Cabinet Secretary for the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry relating to variation of boundaries of Talbot Forest, that is Manzini area, Mount Elgon Forest, Chepuk, phases 2 and 3, and Kakamega Forest, Shiro/Shaviringa settlement schemes laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, 24th June 2026, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 34(5) of the Forest Conservation and Management Act, Cap 385, this House, 1, finds that the petition by the Cabinet Secretary for the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry relating to the variation of boundaries of the Talbot Forest, Manzini area, Mount Elgon Forest, Chepuk, phases 2 and 3, and Kakamega Forest, Shiro/Shaviringa settlement schemes provides sufficient grounds for the variation of the boundaries of the specified public forests, and 2, approves 1, that the boundaries of Talbot Forest be varied by excluding 1,241.5 hectares in the Manzini area from the original boundaries of the forest for the settlement of the landless quarters in the Manzini Forest Block. 2, that the boundaries of Mount Elgon Forest be varied by excluding 4,647 hectares in the Chepuk area from the original boundaries of the forest for the settlement of landless squatters in Chepuk phase 2 and 3, and 3, that the boundaries of Kakamega Forest be varied by excluding 94.99 hectares at Shiro and 36 hectares at Shaviringa from the original boundaries of the forest as compensation for beneficiaries who surrendered land to government to establish public institutions and government offices. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements. Order number 8, Committee of the Whole House.
I call the House to order. We're now on the Committee of the Whole House, the Kenya Sign Language Bill, Senate Bill number 9 of 2023. May the Honorable Honorables Miri Odiambo Mabona MP and the Honorable Umul Khair Harun MP, co-sponsors.
Clauses 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, the honorable members, I propose the question that clauses 3, 4, and 5 be part of the bill. Sorry, honorable members, I propose the question that clauses 3, 4, 5, and 6 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clauses 3, 4, 5, and 6 be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 7.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 7 be part of the bill. Honorable, is it Umul Khair? You have an amendment to the clause 7?
Yes, sir.
Proceed and move your amendment. Where is it? There's amendment.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the bill be amended by inserting the following heading immediately before clause 6. Clause 7. I beg to move that clause 7 be amended as it appears
on the order paper.
On the order paper.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 7 be amended as it appears on the order paper. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 7 be amended as it appears on the order paper. Will as many have to opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many have contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 7 as amended be a part of the bill. As many have to opinion say aye? Aye. As many have the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 8 and 9.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clauses 8 and 9 be part of the bill. Honorable members, I put the question that clauses 8 and 9 be part of the bill. As many have the opinion say aye. As many have contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 10.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 10 be part of the bill. Honorable members, the Honorable Umul Khair, you're moving an amendment to this bill, to this clause?
Yes.
Proceed.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 10 be deleted. I will be moving an amendment to introduce a new part 2 which seeks to establish the Kenya Sign Language Council.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 10 be deleted. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 10 be deleted. As many of the opinions say aye. As many of the contrary opinions say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 11.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 11 be part of the bill. There's an amendment. Honorable Umul Khair, move the amendment.
I beg to move that clause 11 be deleted. I'll be moving an amendment to introduce a new part which seeks to establish the Kenya Sign Language Council.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 11 be deleted. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 11 be deleted. As many of the opinions say aye. As many of the contrary opinions say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 12.
Honorable members, I propose the question that could still be part of the bill. Honorable mover, you have an amendment, so move the amendment.
Beg to move that the clause.
Question, please.
I beg to move that
Clause 12 be deleted.
clause 12 be deleted. I will be moving an amendment as well.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 12 be deleted. Honorable members, I put the question now, clause 12 be deleted. As many of the opinion say aye.
Aye.
As many of the contrary say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 13.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 13 be part of the bill.
I beg to move that clause 13 to be deleted.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 13 be deleted. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 13 be deleted. As many of the opinion say aye. As many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 14.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 14 be part of the bill. Honorable members, is there an amendment? Okay. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 14 be part of the bill. As many of the opinion say aye. As many of that opinion say aye.
Aye.
As many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 15.
Honorable members, I propose the question. Honorable Ngusia, and who is the other honorable member who is consulting in loud tones just next to the chair, to the table? Take your seats. Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 15 be part of the bill. There is an amendment, so move the amendment.
I beg to move that clause 15 to be amended. This will be replacing the expression of the word cabinet secretary with the term council.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. As many of the opinion say aye. As many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 15 be part of the bill as amended. As many of the opinion say aye. As many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clauses 16, 17, 18, and 19.
Honorable members, I propose that clauses 16, 17, 18, and 19 be part of the bill. Honorable members, I now put the question that clauses 16, 17, 18, and 19 be part of the bill. As many of the opinion say aye.
Aye.
As many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable members, before I proceed with the bill, I want to recognize the presence of students from Koitaburot Comprehensive School in Sigowet, Koin constituency of Kericho, and students from Athi St. Michael Academy, Juja, Kiambu County, who are in the public gallery. Tell them, welcome to Parliament, National Assembly. This is where affairs of this country for the welfare of society and just government of the people are determined. And I will ask the Honorable Kalasinga to say a word of encouragement to the students who are in the public gallery. Call on, Honorable. Can you give the mic to Honorable Kalasinga, MP for Kabuchai? MP for Kabuchai, this side. Just behind. That one is not working, so come forward. Yes. Proceed and give our.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportune moment to welcome the students to this very honorable house. This is a house where laws governing this country are made. This is a place where you can find honorable members sitting and discussing issues. Some of the students benefit from CDF bursaries. This is where we decide how to assist them. I only want to tell them, the Speaker, that while in schools, may they maintain decorum. We spend CDF money to build schools and classes and dormitories. We spend a lot of money for taxpayers' money. We don't want them to burn those buildings. So, Mr. Speaker, that the advice I can throw to them, and thank you for welcoming him back, Mr. Speaker, after leaving this house unceremoniously. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, the Honorable Mary Ann Keitani. There has to be a role for there's a gender balance in this house.
Of course.
Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I would wish to welcome the students who have come in to see the proceedings of Parliament. And as you've heard, it's a house of records. It's a house where laws are made, the laws governing this country. It's also a place where we oversight what the executive does. We want to tell the students, today we are here, tomorrow you may be right now you're up there, tomorrow you may be down here making the same laws and making sure the country works. We want to wish you all the best. Work smart, work very hard in school, because the future is yours. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, and welcome them to Parliament.
Excellent. Now we're proceeding on with the bill.
New Part 1, a proposal to insert a heading immediately before Clause 1.
I'll call the mover, Honorable Mulkhair.
I beg to move that the bill be amended by inserting the following heading immediately before Clause 1.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that the bill be amended by inserting the following heading immediately before Clause 1, Part 1 preliminary. Now, honorable members, I now put the question that the bill be amended by inserting the following heading immediately before Clause 1, Part 1 preliminary. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clauses 5A, 5B, 5C, 5D, 5E, 5F, 5G, 5H, 5J, 5K, 5L, 5M, 5N, 5O, 5P, and 5Q.
The honorable members, mover. Move second reading.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that new clauses 5A, 5B, 5C, 5D, 5E, 5F, 5G, 5H, 5J, 5K, 5L, 5M, 5N, 5O, 5P, and 5Q be now read a second time.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clauses 5A, 5B, 5C, 5D, 5E, 5F, 5G, 5H, 5J, 5K, 5L, 5M, 5N, 5O, 5P, and 5Q be now read a second time. Honorable members, I now put the question that clauses. Honorable Keitani, you want to say something? Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. This particular bill and these particular clauses creating this council is a very noble idea. It's a very good idea on sign language, and it's going to help a lot of our people who actually are not able to use voice as we are doing right now to be able to communicate with the public. And a lot of what they do has not been regulated before, yet they require that service. I think this particular bill has come not just at the right time. It could have come sooner, but this is the best time, and we want to thank the sponsors, Honorable Umu and Honorable Millie Odhiambo, for thinking about this particular bill and bringing it to Parliament. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, I now put the question that new clauses 5A, 5B, 5C, 5D, 5E, 5F, 5G, 5H, 5J, 5K, 5L, 5M, 5N, 5O, 5P, and 5Q be now read a second time. Will as many of the opinions say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinions say nay? The ayes have it. I now propose the question that new clauses 5A, 5B, 5C, 5D, 5E, 5F, 5G, 5H, 5J, 5K, 5L, 5M, 5N, 5O, 5P, and 5Q be part of the bill. I now put the question. The new clauses 5A, 5B, 5C, 5D, 5E, 5F, 5G, 5H, 5J, 5K, 5L, 5M, 5N, 5O, 5P, and 5Q be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinions say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinions say nay? The ayes have it.
New Part 3, a proposal to insert the following heading before Clause 6. Part 3, access and non-discrimination.
Honorable Mulher.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the bill be amended by inserting the following heading immediately before Clause 6. Part 3, access and non-discrimination.
I now propose the question that the bill be amended by inserting the following headings immediately before Clause 6. Part 3, access and non-discrimination. Anybody? Honorable members, I now put the question that the bill be amended by inserting the following heading immediately before Clause 6. Part 3, access and non-discrimination. Will as many of the opinions say aye? Aye. The many of the contrary opinions say nay? The ayes have it. What's your point of order?
Just to request the honorable member who is making the proposed amendments that for purposes of the record and for enriching the lawmaking process, if she could highlight at least in one line the reason why she would like to make those amendments so that this is able to speak to the public and those also who wish to support. Thank you. Did you get my question? Because
I get it. I'm just wondering at what opportune time did you do it? Because this is a house of rules. You should have raised that earlier.
I wanted to catch your eye, Speaker,
but
I also didn't want to interrupt her. I just really so that she may enrich the process with at least a little line to explain the justification.
Okay, fair enough for us not to be seen to be floating the rules. In the subsequent amendment, you give us an input on exactly how the honorable member wants, or rather how the nation has to be informed on those changes, so that you highlight, you expound, you express more, you demonstrate. Let's not just look technical and say A, B, and the rest, and Kenyans will not be able to understand that. But that's in the subsequent one.
New Clause 8A.
Honorable members, honorable member, the mover, move close.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the new clauses 8A and 8B be now read a second time.
Order 8A first.
8.
Move 8A first.
Oh, apologies.
New clause 8A.
I beg to move that the new clause 8A be now read a second time.
Honorable members, the honorable member, explain exactly why you want it to be. And in addition to that, also you expound on the amendment that you made previously, which Honorable Aluoch sought from you for the benefit of Kenyans and members of Parliament here.
Thank you, Chair. I also want...
Okay, proceed.
Thank you, Chair. I want to let Honorable Cheng know that I'm still learning the ropes and that this is the first time I'm actually moving a bill with amendments. Of course, I've had my other contributions, so it's good that he encourages me.
At the stage where she is now, Honorable Oluoch, you can also assist him.
So, but to speak to the previous amendments, Honorable Chair, as we are aware, we have so many deaf and users of the sign language. This particular bill being a language bill and not a disability bill, that the previous amendment would be able to assist deaf users follow Yes, the initial amendment that I moved will be able to assist deaf learners in the classroom have comfortable sessions while they are going through the education. As we are currently aware, we have access to education up to the primary level, but we are still struggling at the tertiary level. The bill will be able to ensure that children are taught sign language from the minute they enter the classroom. Kenya recognizing sign language as one of its official languages, just like we teach Swahili and English in the classrooms. Many deaf learners are not able to integrate into society. So that initial amendment will be ensuring that children are able to learn sign language from the minute they join the education up until their completion. That way we are able to eliminate the barriers of communication, because if you look at students in universities, we rarely see deaf learners going through courses like medicine or studying teaching. They are confined currently to just ECD classes, which is offered by the Kenya Institute of Special Education. This particular amendment will be forcing public institutions to provide interpreters at all levels, in the courtrooms, at police stations, especially because we still have cases of gender-based violence even affecting ladies who are deaf. We still have deaf people who are not able to speak to their medical officers at the hospitals. We still have deaf students who are dropping out of school up until immediately they finish their high school. This particular amendment that I moved will be forcing the government to ensure they provide interpreters for the deaf people, whether they're in public spaces or the classrooms. Thank you, Speaker.
The Honorable Aluoch, followed by my Honorable Mili, I'm coming to you. You are a co-sponsor for this bill. Where have you been?
Yes, and Honorable Speaker, I've been stepping in for Mili to really encourage Umi, and also she's doing very well.
Aluoch, give me a moment. Let me propose the question first, and then you then debate. Honorable members, I propose a question that new clause 8A be now read a second time. Proceed, Honorable Aluoch.
Yes, I was just stepping into...
next to you. The mic is next to you.
I was just stepping in to further encourage the Honorable Member, and I was stepping in for Honorable Mili. Honorable Mili is doing a very good job at mentoring the young legislators. And so just to encourage Honorable Umi, that at a time like this, you merely just say one line to support. And I'm happy, Speaker, Chair, you did not interrupt, but one line in 30 seconds just to say the justification would suffice. But she's doing a very good job under the mentorship of Mili. I support the amendment.
The Honorable Marianne Keitani, followed by the Honorable Ndikiri, and then we come to the gracious Lady Mabona.
Thank you, thank you. I did not remember Honorable Mili asking Honorable Watch to become the...
No, he was very clear that he's a mentor for Honorable Umi.
No. The part of being a mentor is correct, but as to whether he was holding brief for Honorable Mili, that I do not remember Honorable Mili giving any motion to say Oloch will be holding brief. However, Honorable Chair, the particular clause on the media services is a very good clause that has come to help, especially the people who use sign language, because many media stations are not able, or when they are broadcasting their programs, they don't give the opportunity those people who use sign language to be able to follow the proceedings. This particular clause will make it mandatory for any media station that when they are running their programs to be able to also insert areas where the media or the people who are using sign language can then be able to follow proceedings. This is a very good move, and I support. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
The Honorable Ndikiri.
Thank you. First, let me congratulate the mover of this bill. Mr. Chair, it is not only the media where we need sign interpreters. Even us here, when we are speaking to the community, we need to have somebody here in our screen who is transmitting and trying to interpret what the proceedings of Parliament are. Mr. Chairman, we are also good as members of Parliament because we hold public meetings and public participation, but rarely do we have sign interpreters. This motion and this this bill is coming at the time. And we need to make it, because we will pass it, but we have to implement and ensure that the regulations that we shall put in place, they take cognizance of the fact that we have a growing population of Kenyans who can be categorized as deaf. And the most unfortunate thing is we don't even have the statistics, but it will be amazing to note that we have a high population of deaf in this country. And they should not be left behind by all standards. So the mover, congratulations. This is very important. The forgotten people are now being considered in our new government. I thank you.
Do you wish to be informed by the Honorable, is that Otene Amoro?
Yes, my senior brother, he can.
Yeah. What's your information?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the Honorable Ndikiri is my twin. You can even see from our hair. But I wanted to inform the Honorable Ndikiri so that the nation does not actually think that this parliament is not sensitive, and I'll be supporting the amendment. But whenever the parliamentary broadcast the proceedings in parliament, there is always an interpreter on the screen. So at least that we've taken care of. Secondly, during meetings, and we started this with the public participation bill that actually also focuses on interpretation for those who are unable to discern what is being said. Even during the sessions on public participation, in all the sessions that this parliament undertook nationally, and I was part of the team, we had at least sign language interpreters. So I wanted to say I agree with the Honorable Ndikiri, but the situation is not so bad. As a National Assembly, at least we are trying. Thank you.
The Honorable Ndikiri?
Yes, I quite agree, but the only problem that I have, Mr. Chair, is that we don't know the magnitude of the people who are deaf in this country. I think that is very important to note, because we might assume there are few, but we need somebody to focus and give us the correct statistics, even determine per region, to know the magnitude of the people that we are talking through the sign interpretation. I thank you, my twin, for that. Okay. But I think the most important thing also is the research so that we can know how many Kenyans are deaf that requires this kind of service. I thank you, Mr. Chair.
Honorable Mabona, and then I come to the, yes, Mili Mabona. Honorable Mili Mabona, yes. Sign language is not one of the official languages in the parliament until such time that there's a legislation
Mr. Speaker.
Indeed, I'm reminded it is actually. Yes, proceed now.
It is actually a language.
Okay,
The
fine.
only challenge, Mr. Speaker, is you can see that there is no member who is following me. Because no member, only, what did I say?
What's your point of order, Honorable Alwat?
What did I say? I said 3 things and you don't know.
Order, Honorable.
You are just trying to guess.
Order, Honorable Alwat, what's your point of order?
I rarely interrupt my whip, but the standing orders require that when you start in a certain language,
you finish
must
with that
conclude.
language.
So may the Honorable Millie Odhiambo conclude in the manner in which she began. Now this being an official language, please proceed in the manner you started.
Honorable Millie Mabona, you.
Mr. Speaker, I've actually communicated, but it doesn't do, you can see. Mr. Speaker, I will go and request that you protect me under Standing Order number 1, which allows you to enable me to speak in a different language, because the rest of the members will not understand what I'm saying. Mr. Speaker, I just actually wanted to communicate what this amendment is about. But before I communicate that, I want to just thank Honorable Umi for this bill. She's doing an excellent work for a person who is in Parliament for the very first time. She's actually done some of us very proud. What we don't know is she's actually been given an opportunity to present even in international fora with even former President of Liberia, Helen Sharif Johnson, in a panel where I was supposed to be. I stepped down for her. And she's done us very proud. And I want to say that she's doing very, very well. Mr. Speaker, you are asking where I was, and my apologies have come late as a co-sponsor. She's a primary sponsor of this bill. Mr. Speaker, as you do realize, yesterday we are here with the fisheries bill until very, very late.
Yes, you're right.
And I was moving very many amendments, and my brother is here. I think he has a bit more stamina than me. I'm more of a night owl, so that is my apologies. That's the reason I come. Okay. But I just want to say, Mr. Speaker, that what I've actually shown here proves this bill, as Umi says correctly, is not a disability bill. It's a mainstreaming bill. It's an empowerment bill. What it seeks to do is the way all of us here speak Swahili and we speak English. We must also speak sign language. I am in the process of learning, and what I just did, which they didn't understand, was to say hello, how are you, thank you. That's the farthest I can go right now. I can't go beyond that. But all of us must be able to know sign language, not only person with disability. Then it becomes a disability bill. I'll finish, Mr. Speaker, by giving an example that one time I was invited by persons with hearing disability to train them on advocacy for legislation when they were coming up with a bill for persons with disability. And because I didn't understand issues of disability then, I decided to go a day in earlier to understand. And when I went, because there were actually people with sight disability. And when I went in, I asked for documents, and I was given Braille, because they didn't have any other document. And I understood what it meant to be disabled. Because in my ability, I was actually the disabled one, because I couldn't read Braille. And it just occurred to me how unfair we are to persons who are differently abled. And it behoves us, as members of Parliament, to ensure we mainstream sign language from childhood to university, so that it's not just people who are not, who are struggling with the disability that have. I thank you, Honorable Anthony, and my good friend, Honorable Keitany, for holding the fort for me while I was away. I support.
The Honorable Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, I want to, before I declare my unwavering support for these two clauses on telecommunication and media services, that this is very important, very, very important that people of sign language also enjoy evenings with family. You know, many times when the family sits to watch TV, to do many other things, the person who is hard of hearing, is deaf, just looks at other people and says, so what are they saying? But if we introduce programs where we can have closed captioning for the deaf people in sign language, then actually they become part of family. And I think that's a very important thing, Honorable Chair. Chair, I would like to say this.
in support of what Honorable Millie Mabona has said. We owe it to certain individuals in this country, especially the development of what we call the Kenyan Sign Language. You know, there's a gentleman I met when I was still at university called Okach, and he left this country, went to South Africa because Kenya at that time never had this kind of development. But he worked so hard to introduce Kenya's, you know, there's sign language and there's Kenya Sign Language. And Okach did a lot of the work. And when he left it to a gentleman called Dr. Jeffwa Mweri, who is at the University of Nairobi, and they set up that center. And I want to really congratulate them for that job. Today, I think this is the happiest moment. If Okach is watching from South Africa and Dr. Jeffwa Mweri from the University of Nairobi is watching, and the people that work together, and the many young people have put their minds and thoughts and energy to develop Kenyan Sign Language, I think this is a proud moment for them. And we have a duty as Parliament to recognize them and to support them and to ensure we birth a bill on the Kenya Sign Language. Therefore, I want to support the clauses and also want to congratulate the young lady, Umulher, for the efforts in putting this bill together. And actually, I can see she's struggling, but she's learning, and she's learning very fast. So let's move on. Let's get a bill on the Kenya Sign Language. End today. Tomorrow the president assents it, and we move on as a country. And this is a milestone in the development of languages.
Justice Kemei must also to weigh in on this. Give him the mic.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, for the opportunity you've given me. First and foremost, Honorable Chair, I want to appreciate the great role the Honorable Millie Odhiambo is doing in mentoring young parliamentarians in this country. Secondly, Honorable Chair, I wish to welcome students from my constituency, from Koitabrod Comprehensive School. Honorable Speaker, I was in that area yesterday doing public participation as is required of the Constitution. Koitabrod Comprehensive School is a school which is among the top performers in that area of my constituency. They know the names I'll mention. Yesterday, I was in Kapcheboy, I was in Cheptililik, I was also in Chiramor, I was in Kamasega doing public participation. And Mr. Speaker, I appreciate that this is a learning process for them. Let them learn. One day, one time, they'll also be members of Parliament, and they'll do the legislative work which we do at the moment. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
I now put the question, Honorable Members, that the new clause 8A be now read a second time. Will everyone appear and say aye? Will everyone contrappear and say nay? The ayes have it. I now propose the question that clause 8A, new clause 8A, be part of the bill. I now put the question that new clause 8A be part of the bill. As many have to appear and say aye. As many have to contrappear and say nay. The ayes have it.
New clause 8B.
The Honorable Mover.
Thank you, Chair. I beg to move that clause 8B be now read a second time. This clause will be supporting the media services and providing interpretation for the deaf and blind.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the new clause 8B be now read a second time. Yes. You're just after the Member of Parliament behind you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I rise to actually support this particular amendment in support of telecommunication service providers. Honorable Chair, like has been said by many of my colleagues who've spoken before me, I think this is a very progressive bill, and I have lived through the times that the people who are living with special needs, those ones who cannot hear and those ones who cannot see. I must admit here, Honorable Speaker, that I was part of a mess that happened in the County Assembly of Nandi from the year 2017 to the year 2022, where there was a member who was blind. And that particular member, Honorable Speaker, did not get a braille machine until we left the County Assembly of Nandi. Honorable Speaker, it always reminds me how careless we have been in regards to looking at the issues that are affecting people or persons living with disability. We have been so insensitive that we have had to actually put it and prescribe it in law, so that then we must be forced to pay attention. And this particular Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, I also went to a function that had a sign language interpreter. So the sign language interpreter was seated down where everyone could be able to see them. But Honorable Chair, the most interesting part was we could only see that person when seated here, but the person sitting behind who was supposed to see it from the screen, it was not cast on the screen. And I think this is very progressive, Honorable Chair, that it will require everyone to be able to do this in terms of telecommunication, that if there is a projector, that person should be able to appear right there. And I do support this particular amendment, Honorable Speaker, Chair, so that we can be able to pay attention to the persons living with, differently.
The Deputy Majority Leader.
Probably I need to get some clarification because you are making law for posterity, Winnie, Millie, and Umi. I look at 8B, Honorable Chair, 8B, telecommunication service providers shall make their services accessible to the deaf, hard of hearing, and deaf-blind community through establishment and provision of relay services, including text relay, video relay, that is on telecommunication, captioned telephone relay, and communication facilitators for the deaf, hard of hearing. Now, I want to understand deaf-blind community through establishment and provision, and this is telecommunication, meaning telephony. So I would be interested to understand this more so that we know how practical is it within the current Kenyan context of telephony and telecommunication.
Can you enrich on that? Can you explain? And I must admit that we're all lost on this.
Thank you, Chair. And if you look at the current telco providers that we have in the country, it includes Safaricom, Airtel, and Telcom services. Most of the time, they offer discounted prices to the people who use telephone communication, so those are the hearing community. But what happens with the deaf community is that they use video conferencing, especially on their mobile phones. This particular clause will force these telco providers to not just provide discounted services, but also allow them to use their video telephone conferencing at a cheaper price, because what happens is that anytime a deaf person goes on a video call with another deaf person, immediately their data or their mobile subscription depletes. This is because they are not in the provisions of these particular providers, or when these services were being offered, they were not considered. So this particular clause will be going directly to these telco providers, and I think the Communication Authority will be mandated to review their policy on this. Thank you.
For the interest of the Chair, it says deaf-blind. Deaf-blind basically means somebody who is deaf and at the same time blind. How does this telecommunication technology support somebody who is deaf-blind to communicate? Yes. Is Mary, are you in a position, Mary, to explain that? Yes.
Mr. Speaker, actually the questions that we're asking here shows the problem that we are facing.
Big problem.
Yes, as a country. Yes. Because there are other countries that are able to provide gadgets like that. But because we have not invested in this sector, we are asking how. I don't think it's really up to us even for the House to consider how. Because with the technology, you can, and you...
we shall be enriched at the appropriate time when we have the technology in place. That's what you mean.
What we're saying is, in America, for instance, they have that technology. Okay. Why can't we provide so that we invest in providing that technology?
To allow somebody who's deaf-blind to communicate.
Yes, because the idea is to make it easy. Excellent. I was actually asking one of my friends that the sister lives in a different state. They live in the US. She faced a lot of challenges when she was here in Kenya. But when she went to the US, I told her, so how do you communicate with Grace? And she says because in the US, the gadgets are provided, so she can call us. So why can't we provide that so that we enable them to communicate the way those other people do? And I think that's what we put here. Yes.
Madam
Yes.
Beatrice, you...
Oh, okay, we are making general statements, but you see...
maybe after Beatrice, allow Beatrice to weigh in and then you have an opportunity. Majority Leader, just allow Beatrice and then you'll have a shot at it. Yeah.
Honorable Chair.
Have a bite at it, yeah.
I want to support this telecommunication service to be provided. And for the deaf, the blind, and even this one called deaf blind. Honorable Chair, we went for public participation on appeal on environment. And the greatest complaint that we had is that they cannot read the bill, those who are blind, because they don't see, and there's no service that is providing them to have the bill, the braillers are not there, and all that. So if there's a way we can have this telecommunication service to help them, even have maybe in a way to have the bills and anything else that goes with it, especially in public participation, it will be very easy and for us, Honorable Chair. And then, as I say this, Honorable Chair, we are mourning one of the greatest PWD, a blind man called Raymond Chiruyot, who was very, very instrumental in matters concerning constitution, matters concerning the church and all that. So as this one comes forth, let's remember people who are able differently, so that they can also feel part of Kenya in the best way possible. And finally, I want to join my colleague in welcoming the students and the pupils of Koita Broad Community Comprehensive School, which is a school in Soin sub-county. It is a school where they are doing well. It is a place where sugarcane is grown, and these students, I want to tell them that you can make it be in this parliament. They have been seeing Honorable Chair, the likes of Millie Odhiambo, but now they are on TV, but today they have seen her, the same with Cynthia, and even the Deputy Majority, even yourself, they have been saying that we see them on TV, so today they have seen you, and I wish them well. And I pray that next time they will be in this parliament as woman rep, as MP, and all that. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Honorable members, do you wish to weigh on this before I put the question?
I'd like to say something on this. You know, we are making law for posterity, yes, Honorable Chair, and it's very important that we choose words very well. And the reason why we come to this committee of the whole is to comb through words and to come from word to sentence to clause. And I think this one of 8B, we need to be careful what we do. You see, 8A, I have no issues with it. 8A, because 8A is about television, media, and all that, okay? And it is easier to achieve and very practical. And actually, this country already is there. When you watch news, there'll be a sub-caption there where somebody is interpreting and all that, yeah? Even sometimes at presidential functions, we see that. But when you come to 8B, and I want us to be very careful, we are saying telecommunication service providers. Telecommunication, this is telephone, this is Airtel, this is Safaricom, this is Telcom, okay? We are telling them, shall, and I want you to mark the word shall, make their services accessible. Accessible, the word accessible, to the deaf, hard of hearing, and deaf-blind community through establishment and provision of relay services, including text relay, video relay. But you see, if you look at the use of the word shall, already when we pass this law, telecommunication services will be bound to provide that, which I have no problem with. But are we providing a transitional clause so that if our buyer today wants to apply for a license to provide telephony services, can I be denied that license on the basis of I am not able to do it based on available technology, the availability of technology at this moment? My suggestion is that we reward this clause and that a further amendment be made on this clause so that we do not pass a binding, and Millie, you're aware about this. Or what we do, we pass, but this one, we what do you call when you defer clause? What do you call it? We recommit this. We recommit this clause for the purposes of relooking at it and the consequences on the economy on this matter. I thank you.
Yes, Honorable Mabona.
Thank you. I hear Honorable Baya very well. But I just want to, for information, I was actually telling him here that when I was in the civil society, there was no provision for by any media house for interpretation, what you now see. And the argument was around costs. And as the credo, we took Nation. They were not very happy with us, not because they are the ones who are discriminating, but we just had to use one media house. And we took them to court, and the matter is still pending, I think, either in the Court of Appeal or the Supreme Court. And it's of course now overtaken by event because Nation now provides for interpretation. They have people who are able to help, you know. But at that point, the issue was costs. And Nation has been able to do it. It has not dented them. So it also creates jobs for interpreters. But what we need, and I think one thing that is very clear, even when you provide this, I'm sure there's a clause on regulations. And so by the time you are doing regulations, it also provides time for transition. But if it's a big issue, we could also still provide for a transition period for up to 1 year. So I think I would advise that we can, provide for a transition period for 1 year to enable telecommunications. Do that. Look at the telecommunications that we are talking about, Safaricom, Airtel, and the rest. Their profits is always declared. They make a lot of money, and I just want to thank them. They do a lot of CSR. But this is not even an issue of CSR. This is beyond CSR. This is enabling human beings to be human, like everybody else. So it's not even an issue of CSR. So with the same capacity they have for CSR, they can still input money into this. So maybe we can put a transitional period for 1 year. Yes. So I would agree with you. We can recommit to give us, if we had the time, the drafters who are here could maybe assist in doing just something either on transition for that 1 year to enable the telecommunication agencies to be able to prepare for that.
In any case, anything that is noble. I mean, I'm also a member of parliament for a constituency called Dadaab. And I remember when we brought up the issue of smoking, and we said we were going to stop smoking in public places. And it was, people could not fathom how much time Kenyans need to be able to get into that habit. And quite a substantial part of our population used to smoke. But today we are a model in the world, because this is one country right now where over 80-90% of our population do not smoke. Big majority. Then there was the issue of the plastics. And we are a leader in the world when it comes to the banning of the plastics. And at the time, everybody. So it's incremental, and it's good to go for the best practices and get the best legislation. And the technicalities of how to achieve that will be, yes, Honorable Faisal. Same way you never left me. Listen, the same way, the same way you did it. Same way you didn't give any permission to yes, Namwara.
Thank you, Chair. I thought you were confusing me for Faisal.
Yeah, Faisal is behind you, and the two of you look very alike. I don't know who is. He has rubbed onto you some of his. Okay,
thank you, Chair. Now, I want to thank Millie and Umur for this.
Chair, my contribution will go into the need for leave no one behind. Chair, I think the community, the deaf, the blind, and the deaf-blind community is important in our community, and we may not want or we may not seek to have legislative frameworks that can leave them behind. And so, when we are discussing this, anything, maybe my chief whip is not maybe consuming the word shall that is being used in that amendment. But what I will request from him is, this is a very important community, and I will want to give you an example. I have a friend who has an ALS condition. He cannot speak. All we are seeing is movements of his eyes. The family tried to bring him a computer for him to type using his eyes. And we were communicating before the condition became intense. And if that was possible, that he could use his eyesight to speak to us, to type letters on the computer, and we were able to get the communication, then even this other technology for the deaf-blind is possible. If it is possible in America, it is also possible here in Kenya. Thank you.
Fair enough. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 8B be now read a second time. Will as many of the parents say aye? Will the man of the contrary parents say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now propose the question that the new clause 8B be part of the bill. There being no interest, I now put the question that new clause 8B be part of the bill. Will the man of the parents say aye? Will the man of the contrary parents say nay? Proceed. The ayes have it. I don't know why I forgot to say the ayes have it, yes.
New clause 9A, 9B, 9C, 9D, 9E, 9F, 9G, 9H, 9I, and 9J.
Honorable Mover, move the second reading for the clauses that were just
Honorable
read
Chair,
out by the clerk.
I beg to move that new clauses 9A, 9B, 9C, 9D, 9E, 9F, 9G, 9H, 9I, and now 9J be now read a second time. Honorable Chair, this regulation is to create the Kenya Sign Language Council, which will be able to provide regulation for interpreters and erase the quacks in the market. Thank you.
Honorable members, I now propose that new clauses 9A, 9B, 9C, 9D, 9E, 9F, 9G, 9H, 9I, 9J be now read a second time. I'm looking for somebody who has not had a bite. Okay, the Honorable Rikiri, but before you take the floor, I want to recognize in the public gallery a school called Crossroads Star Academy from Dagoretti North, Nairobi. I'm welcome you to the National Assembly. This is the house of laws for the welfare of society and the just government of the people of the Republic of Kenya. So I welcome you. I also welcome, because I want to welcome you both, in the Speaker's Gallery, students from Amaya High School in Tiati, Baringo. Welcome, welcome. You are the future leaders, and sometimes the future is not too far off. Can be just a matter of years. So I will ask the Honorable Namwar to give words of wisdom, words of encouragement to the students who are in both the public and the Speaker's Gallery.
Chairman, I want to thank you so much for welcoming, and I want to join you. Chair, I want to take specific welcome note to the students from Tiati. I am from Turkana County, and they are from Baringo. You know what has been happening between the Pokots and the Turkana in terms of banditry and cattle rustling. And therefore, Chair, mine is to wish them well as they learn, but to avoid any kind of leadership, any kind of aspirations that will deny them an opportunity to learn and to prosper. And even to churn, to avoid any kind of retrogressive practices like banditry. Thank you, Chair. And we will be able to be ambassadors of peace and prosperity in the two communities. Thank you, Chair.
The Honorable Rachel Nyamai, who is a member of the Speaker's panel, give a word of encouragement to the girls and the boys you see on both sides. Dr. Rachel Nyamai,
thank you.
Three-term member of parliament. She's been here for 3 consecutive times. And there she is, an iron lady here. So give words of encouragement to the students.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for those kind words. I would like to also welcome the students who have come from so far away, seated in the public and also in the Speaker's Gallery this morning. I would like to tell them that the sky is the limit. You have the advantage of being young. You have the advantage of having a country that is getting organized by His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto. You have a country that has roads, that has electricity, that school books are being bought. So you do not have an excuse not to succeed. So I would like to encourage you that you can be what you want to be. It doesn't matter what kind of a family you come from. Welcome to the National Assembly and continue listening to the proceedings of the House. Thank you, Speaker.
The Honorable Wamboka and the Honorable MP for Kapuchai. Honorable Ndikiri, continue. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've just been consulting the clerks, and I've also consulted the mover that as we do the recommittal on the matter of what the Deputy Majority Leader has brought up, I am of the strong opinion, Mr. Chair, that part of the responsibility of the Council is to call out the research to know the numbers that we are dealing with people who require these services that we are delivering today. Mr. Speaker, if we are able to establish an approximation which cannot be done by guesswork.
Honorable Ndikiri,
yeah,
we are past that. We have already moved from there. We are now in new 9A, 9B, 9C, 9D, 9E, 9F, 9G, 9H, 9I, and 9J. 9J. So go through those ones and raise issues on those ones. What you're talking about, we are past it now. Okay, Honorable, yes, Honorable Oluoch.
Chair, as I support this proposed amendment, especially the part where regulations would be required to come into place, I want to encourage the core sponsors to move with speed so that we can wind up or iron out some of the issues that were raised by the majority whip and some of the emerging technological issues. I sit in the Committee of Delegated Legislation, and I would be happy that these regulations are brought post haste so that you can be able to put in place mechanisms for affecting this bill and act. I support.
Honourable members, for the benefit of everybody, we are now deliberating on the registration of sign language interpreters. Yes. And that goes from 9A all the way to 9J. So please, let's be relevant, according to the order paper. Yes, the Honourable
I would like to first speak on the new part 4, which has the clauses 9, all the clauses in 9.
Yes.
And Honorable Chair, if you look at these clauses, they talk about registration of sign language interpreters, and they give us qualifications, application, registration, register, a certification of registration, effect of registration, and many things, practicing certificate and all that. But good drafting, and probably Oluoch and Millie, because registration of interpreters, if you read the first clause there, is about a function of the council. And it says, Kenya Sign Language Interpretation Services shall apply for the registration to the council in the prescribed manner.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So this is a function of the council, which should have come under 5C, where you are talking about functions of the council. And then it would have been neater if now these provisions, because you say in the prescribed manner, the prescribed manner here should have been a schedule. So all this information now becomes Schedule A or Schedule B or whatever schedule. Or they can be relegated to a regulation instead of putting all these things into the main body of the bill. It is my suggestion, and if I know Ochieng is a lawyer, I know Millie is a lawyer and a good drafter, I think neatly we would have just created a schedule on what it requires for you to be registered as an interpreter, the qualification, and all those kind of things, and just allowed and removed the whole of Part 9 and allowed this to be a function of the council. And you put it under probably 5C K or 5CA, and then we would have a neater bill. I think we need to reorganize this bill for purposes of a good law. I would like to hear from the lawyers and the drafters that are in the House. I am happy to be guided. I am happy to be guided.
This is a Senate bill. Yes, proceed.
What I wanted to ask the member is, are you then proposing that you recommit, because I would have expected that you say that you're coming up with an amendment proposing that this be dropped and it be recommitted, where now you put a text for this to go to a schedule and some to go to regulations. That's why I spoke to the question of regulations when I contributed. Maybe you will help the member by saying that I am putting a text for recommittal, that this be taken to the schedule.
Yeah, I'll give you the mic, but two things here. It is the registration and regulation of the interpreters themselves. The rules to be set on how the interpreters have to operate.